All right. So it is live. All right. Let's begin. Wait, what are we? Are we sharing Discord? Yeah, we're sharing Discord. I wanted to review this video from Lack of Entertainment, also known as Romanian TV or V. I don't know. I mean, he's really good. He's ex-communist, like he's from communist Romania. He grew up in communist Romania, and he has the best insight, the best take, the best explanation of the organic evolution of communism. Why the ideology of communism ended up being such a complete disaster. So he has like a technical breakdown. Hey, Joey Lorenzo, what's up, man? You can join if you want. I'm looking for anyone who wants to join. Yeah, the link should be up there. Anyway, we could do that, but first, maybe let me try and invite people on the Discord and try and get people to debate me. Because no one wants to debate me. That's not good. So let me take the link to my debates topics. These are my debates topics. Copy this, copy. And go to Discord and just paste it and say hi. Anyone wants to debate me on anything? Let's go. Let's go. That's one. The vegan cult. Nom nom nom. Let's try this. Okay. KFC. KFC is a good place. Maybe there's people. Oh, there's people in KFC. Let's join them. Oh, Synth is here. Synth is a good guy. Let's join them and see if they want to debate us.
Eat food.
Starbucks C tier.
Hello.
No, F tier.
What's up, slave? What's up?
Well,
Popeyes.
does anybody want to debate me for an hour on any of my?
We're debating a much more important topic.
You what?
Oh,
Nothing. It's a meme.
Oh, okay. Here's the link to my debate topics. It's a little bit updated, every day I update.
Mr. Slave, I have a question.
Sure.
Do you think you can hold a view?
Wait, do I think I can hold a view?
Yeah, a belief.
Do I think I can hold a belief?
Yep.
I mean, sure.
I disagree with that. How can you hold a belief?
Well,
what makes you you?
Well, explain what you mean. Maybe I agree with you. I mean, I was.
Yeah, I said like the prompt would be like, you think it's true that you can hold a belief?
I'm a skeptic. I'm an infinite skeptic. So I think, certain things seem to be true. I don't have access to absolute truth. Like 1 + 1 = 2 seems to be true most of the time.
That's fine. Like if we're not even talking about truths, right?
Oh,
we're just talking about the prompt. The prompt being like, do you think does it seem well, let's even use your words. Does it seem that you can hold a belief? That's going to be the prompt.
What is the word
I
prompt?
disagree with that prompt.
Wait, when you say prompt, like prompt is like when the cursor blinks. That's like a prompt. What do you mean by prompt? Never heard
prompt.
of this.
I guess like I just use it as like a
introduction to a debate, like a position.
Oh, maybe a position. Yeah, a position. Like that's your position. That you can hold a belief. I don't think that's true.
I mean, I think we can hold beliefs. People sometimes say, I want to believe. I want to believe is a contradiction. You cannot want to believe. That doesn't make any sense. That does not compute. Like, I want to believe in God. That doesn't make any sense.
I understand that. I guess my problem would be here is like you demonstrating, you in this question. Like, who's you?
Wait,
That's
did you say it was a contradiction to say that you want to believe in God?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
Well,
believe.
no, that would be
What's the
fake.
what's the like proposition and its negation? What's the
I
contradiction?
mean, it's
Oh my
look,
God.
when it comes to logic, right? I mean, nothing is absolutely true. I mean, so it seems like it would be
that's not what I asked, right? I asked what's the proposition and its negation. I want you to like show me what the contradiction is.
I mean, belief is something that you do whether you like it or not. I mean, belief is
Yeah, so
in
you
general.
can want something to be the case,
It's
that even if it's the case, whether you like it or not, right? Oh no, fuck, sorry, I died.
yeah, I can barely hear you. Let me raise my volume.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. I also raised my volume. So wait, but somebody's typing and it's not good. By the way, I'm streaming this. You know that. Hopefully, you know it by
Okay,
now.
good to
I
know.
stream every night at 11 p.m. Eastern. So, like give me an example of wanting to believe. Like want to believe. Let's say want to believe in God. Somebody wants to believe in God. What I don't. What does it mean? He wants to believe. I really want to believe. Why would you want to believe in God? Like what's the mechanic?
Maybe it provides you some sense of comfort. Maybe it's like I don't know. There's a lot of reasons one might want to believe in God.
It doesn't make any sense. I cannot make sense out of it.
What, you don't think that there's like comfort in the idea that like an all-knowing, all-good being is there, like watching over you on your side at all times? It's like all powerful. You don't think there's like any comfort in that? There's no like reason you might want to believe.
Uh, I mean, I guess it's like but that's not I want to believe. I mean, that's I want there to be a God. To want to believe in God, that's like whether there is a God or not.
Well, no, you can want to believe that for the comfort, right? And it's not. Yes, it's also you would also, yes, you would want it to be the case. I think we would all want it to be the case that there was an all-good, all-powerful being
Here,
who was
I can
was
prove.
able to make our lives better. But
I think
but for wanting to believe it, you would just want the comfort of having that belief, right? The
here,
comfort that belief brings.
here I can prove you are correct. I think so. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall, he went to get a memory implant because he wanted to believe that he really was on Mars. That he paid money to get a memory implanted. I guess that's a case where someone wants to believe. He pays to believe, I guess. So I guess I would have to concede that. Yeah, I mean, it's
That
it's
one's a
it's
bit more than a belief. That's a full set of experiences and memories.
right, but he knows.
I would argue that's fundamentally different from a belief.
But he knows
Like,
it.
yes, he believed and knew that happened. He also has the experiences and memories, which is a different set of things.
Some people like are afraid of spiders, for example, or of doves. Some people are just have bad memories from childhood, and they just want to get rid of those memories, and they get treated. And that's like, I guess that would be similar. I guess that's possible. People want. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Like I would. Like if I could get rid of my bad memories from childhood, would I do that? Um, but that's a problem because the people who did these things to me, I need to remember, not to repeat those mistakes. These traumas are important. Like, why would I want to forget? I don't know. I mean, I don't have I guess I don't have a position on that, so I can't really debate it. Why is it important to discuss this? Why is it important? Is it impactful? Do you feel that there's an impact? You can use it for like to make a bigger point? Anyone? Hello? Am I alone? Wait,
Wait, what was the question, sir?
let's say I concede that yes, it's possible to want to believe. Okay, can you make use of it, like to make a bigger point, like prove maybe something more impactful, or is that the final destination? I guess I don't have.
I'm not sure if
I guess
Pearl or
right.
like Phoenix has anything to say. But like my prompt is specifically like, can you hold beliefs? That's the issue. I don't think you can hold beliefs.
Well, give me an example of like holding a belief and negate it. I guess like give me an example.
No. I think it's in like I think when you say I hold a belief or I believe in X or something, is going to be false. I don't even know what you mean, but like when you say like you or I in this case.
Like I believe 1 + 1 = 2 in general.
Wait, who's believing 1 + 1 = 2?
I believe in general. Like there are cases.
Wait, who's I?
What do you mean? Who's I? I, the speaker. You want
Wait, what
somebody
makes
else?
you you? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Who's me or
I don't know what makes me me. It's as Kung Fu
Yeah,
Panda
so
said.
it's being coherent. So in the case where you say, I believe X is true, or I have a belief, or you can believe X or something, like those are going to be false. This is going to be coherent with the word I.
Everything is incoherent. This universe is incoherent. It's not only this universe; it's any universe. It's sewn into the fabric of any reality. Is always incoherent. How can you
Yeah, but
ever?
like you're rambling, right? That doesn't really address my point, my greater point.
I
Like,
agree.
the prompt.
I agree
I
that.
believe X is the case. It's gonna be false. I don't know.
But
Can you convince me that I exist?
right? No, I cannot. You have to just
Okay.
define.
So you concede?
No, wait, hold on. I mean, I don't have a problem conceding, but
Oh well, if you can't like really give like an account of like who is I or who is me or who is you, then it's the case like I believe or you believe or me specifically is believing X the case is going to be wrong.
wait, but you understand that logic is like chess. We set the rules of logic, and then we play a game of
Wait,
logic.
who sets the rules?
We.
Who's we?
I mean, right before we invented logic, first we had a conversation. You have to step out of logic for now, right? Just like chess. Before we start a chess game, we have to first set up the rules of the chess game. You cannot start playing chess before we agree on the rules. Do you understand? Do you agree? Are you there?
Like I don't know how that's gonna be relevant. Like I can just say yes, but the question is who's we? That's gonna be the issue.
Right. I mean, so you're not you're not even agreeing to the rules of a game, so we cannot play the game. You're not agreeing to the rules of chess, so we cannot start playing chess.
Wait, who commands the rules?
Exactly.
Like who?
Fine, I understand what you're doing. I'm saying you are not willing to have a conversation. It's like in BDSM. It's like the safe word.
You are. Wait, who's you?
Right. There is no answer to any question. These are just
Exactly. So it's meaningless. Who cares? Moment I won the debate, right? You concede. You can't really give me a good account of you, me.
I can't.
You are.
I can't concede. I can't concede because we need to agree. Right. To concede is it's within it's like you win the game within the game of logic that we set up, but we have not yet set up this game.
Well, concede in the sense that like you can't really give an account. You don't have an argument against the prompt that you, I, me.
Look, here I'll tell you my
It's incoherent,
right?
And the prompt saying I believe, you believe, me believe,
right.
Me specifically is believing. Yeah, it's gonna be incoherent. It's gonna be false.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'll tell you my insight. My insight of this couple of last weeks is that language is a social construct. Language just evolved from barking, from hand waving. It's not clear what language is. It's not clear what any word means, and the dictionary is self-referential. So it's incoherent. So language is incoherent.
Well, to be fair, right? Yeah, it's gonna be like you can say it's gonna be a social construct, but like it's the case like saying, I guess a really good example that I think Bunker, maybe Sim said is like, or even if we ascribe some meaning or we infer. Wait, I don't know how Bunk said it. I think involving we know like.
I'm listening.
Sorry, is it me or like am I hearing something in the background?
No. Oh, maybe my washing machine.
Oh, it's someone's stream. Sorry, like it was it was dog. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously when we say like a word, right, we're referring to something. It's supposed to like when I say a tree, like maybe in the world, it's not called a tree or whatever. It's called
Exactly.
like a free or something. I don't know, but like I'm still describing the thing that is.
Well, we don't know what we don't know. We don't even right. We can never know what you mean when you say a tree. We can infinitely, we can always.
Wait, I think we can like infer like what we're talking about, like when we say like a tree is like
No,
a tree
not-
has treeness.
That's
It has a brownness, has a
but
the
it's going to be an infinite discussion, and it's going to end up being self-referential because the dictionary is self-referential. So it's going to be an infinite loop. So at one point we have, and okay, that's one problem. The problem is language is a social construct. The next problem is when you're speaking, right? You would agree that you're using your brain, and you would agree that you don't know how your brain works. So that's another problem. You don't know what logic is. What is logic when it comes to neurons firing? I mean, what the heck? How the heck do neurons firing create your experience of logic or your beliefs? So that's another problem. That it's
yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
I agree. Not to cut you off or anything. Like obviously, like we don't know it. Like yeah, I think we're both gonna agree. We're gonna both agree. Yeah, we're gonna both agree that no one knows nothing. Knowledge is impossible. Whatever. Blah blah blah. The good stuff. Right.
Absolute knowledge.
But like
Mhm.
but like you don't have to know. We don't have to know like something, right, to have like a belief in it, or like if I'm telling you I or whatever, like you can try your best to describe like what I'm talking about when I say I or whatever, but even then, like I mean, you're not gonna give it to me. I mean, it's not based on knowledge. It's just gonna be like you can't really give me who a you, I, me.
Do you mean that we can never attain absolute understanding of words and absolute understanding of each other? Is that what you're referring to? Like I always have a problem. What is a chair? I mean, you can define a chair from here until you're blue in the face, and you're not gonna ever end. This is a never-ending endeavor to define a chair, a table, a bottle. I mean, these things. I mean, it you can spend the rest of eternity just having a conversation about just narrowing down the definition of a chair, and you're always gonna, and it's infinite. You're never gonna finish,
Yep.
and you're gonna end up with a self-referential loop. And what are you gonna do then? How are you gonna deal with self-reference?
Some people actually accept the loop, or if it's like circular or something, like people don't have an issue with that. So I mean, you can go that route.
A tree defining a tree as a tree has leaves, and leaves grow on a tree.
I think that's what normal people like. Yeah, I think
And
people
grow with some things that
know. Yeah, as what is it like? Yeah, people like know what you mean when you say like a tree, right? They know they have like the concept
Yes,
of what
but
the
not
tree is.
absolute. Yeah, but that's the problem. It's not absolute
That doesn't have to be
knowledge.
absolute. Yeah,
If
it doesn't
if
have
you're
to be absolute.
then
I'm
if
not
you
asking for it to be absolute. I'm just
then
asking you, like, okay, what is the
See,
concept
I
of the self, or whatever? Like, it doesn't have to be like you don't have to like have full knowledge, or
then I don't understand the
I just want to know the
question.
concept when you say the self, like, or you, I, me.
Like how do
I
That's
feel
I'm
like
looking for that.
I
Wait.
feel like I'm listening to ChatGPT being asked to produce synth arguing a like something. Like this is so ridiculous.
Wait, who's Chat GPT?
Oh, like GPT-3, like
Yeah,
the
who's the Chat GPT in this case?
You, Moxie, you just stole Synth's mannerisms, but you don't have like the ability to like anyway.
Yeah, like synth is kind of
I don't
a
know. To be
dick
fair, I
and,
think
like,
Moxie's
very
like pretty clearly pulling ahead in this.
wait,
one, I don't
Synth
know.
Phoenix
I
Synth
am. I'm like
is
clearly like
Moxie?
trolling. I just want to like I don't know.
Wait, you're Moxie?
Huh?
You're Moxie?
I'm a Mexican. I'm a Mexican. Yeah.
Wait a minute. You
yeah,
know that
I was
I
referring
took. Wait,
to
you gotta hear this. I took the test, the IQ test. What do you call it? What do you call that IQ test that everybody takes?
The I forgot what you call it.
The Mensa Norway.
Mensa
Mensa.
Norway. So I got a 105. So I heard you got a 110.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. It's amazing.
it
So
is.
wait, you got the highest one on this on Discord in the Discord universe?
Yeah, I'm like yeah, basically like
You're like
yeah,
Jesus.
basically yeah. I mean,
You're Jesus.
I am kind of like Jesus Christ, right?
Basically.
Like, yeah.
Okay, so
Everyone wants to be me. Synth for Phoenix or just like super ego. Wait, yeah, angry, pilled, silly pilled on my test scores, and I'm like, bro, stop hating, stop the hate.
I mean, only one of us has good food takes.
wait, Moxie, what like are you a student? Are you high school? Where are you in life?
Technically, I should be in college, but I took like a gap year, so I'm like chilling.
What are you gonna study? What do you want to study if you study?
Oh, easy. I want to do either like either UX design or kind of like graphic design, but like also involving coding and stuff.
Wait a minute. Are you like artistic?
I'm kind of a little bit. I actually
Yeah, Moxie, do you have artism?
Art
I
what?
kind of do have autism, right?
Oh,
Kinda
okay.
like,
Wait a second.
yeah.
Moxie, how are you in math?
In math,
Do you like math?
dog, I suck ass at math. Like
Wow.
I'm not that well. I'm trying to think right now.
Do you like math or do you hate math? That's the real question.
Do I? Oh, I hate math. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's
Kinda like-
incredible. Okay, I see. I'm gonna bet that you had bad teachers. That doesn't make any sense. If you have high IQ, you should be good at math, no? Wait, are
Well,
you? Do you
it's
like?
not like a high IQ, right? I think it's like almost. Wait, what is 10? Like 110 is like what? Like it's like
It's pretty good.
it's like average, right? That's like
It's
that's like close to average, right? Like
everything
it's
is
like,
close to average. No, but you're smart. I know
Moxie,
you.
that's like 2/3 of a standard deviation of average, to be fair.
That's like average though, right?
Fine.
That's
Anyway.
it's 2/3. 110 is significant. What's the percentile? 110.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, I didn't want to.
75, right? I
Wait.
assume 75, right?
Okay, so let's continue with
Okay,
our
you give me
debate.
a
If that's
shit
what
my
it was,
food
yeah,
taste.
that means they're smarter than 75% of the population. That's well above average.
That's I don't know. I don't think that's still average.
Okay,
I know when I took mine.
wait. Could you guys let's stop the conversation about this because I don't have much time to stream. Only half an hour left. So any other
What's on the
topics?
edge of the top quartile?
Any other topics for debate? Anybody wants to debate one of the topics that I proposed in my topics list?
Oh yeah. Unironically, let's talk about like, okay, what's your view on, are you like pro-choice, pro-life, pro-sentience? What
I
are
don't
you?
really have a position. I'm amoral, so I honestly don't think it makes a difference. Life has no meaning, really.
Oh, here, easy. Okay. Well, regardless, right? I'll actually try to like talk to you about this. Okay. So if you care only about yourself, you're like an egoist, right? Like,
Yeah.
do you think you have moral status? Like,
What do you mean? I don't believe in morality. I'm amoral. So the word
Yeah,
morality.
it's fine that you don't believe in, like, you can say it's like false, right? Like,
No, I just
like
I
let's
don't.
assume that, like,
Hmm.
yeah, let's assume, like, if like you're like an aerotheorist, right? Like, you can still use like
I don't know what air theorist is.
you can still use language, right? Regardless if it's
Yes.
false or not, right? So
Yes.
even if it's false, right? Okay. Even if it's false, what do you think grants you moral status?
I don't think I have moral status. I don't think I'm just a collection of atoms.
Wait, you don't have moral status? Well,
No.
you're like self-interested,
Wait,
right? So,
Moxie, did you read his position?
Let me.
yeah, he's like
I'll copy paste
amoral,
it.
egoist.
Here,
Yeah, do you
I'll
know what
copy
amoral
paste
means?
it.
Amoral, I assume he
Here's my
doesn't believe in
position.
morality. He's like an air theorist.
I don't know what air
No, it
theory.
just means he like amoral just means like you don't care about. You could ask if that means like moral anti-realist, like a non-cognitivist, if that means he's like an error theorist, or like
That's fine. Like, if, like you don't care about
From
morality.
the
right?
sounds of it, it's like an objectivist. He seems to think like the most rational action, even if he's not defining morality that way. The way that we define morality is like the most rational action, and to him, that's going to be egoism.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, that's even perfect, right? Because I want to know, what is it about egoism that grants you moral status?
I don't have moral status. I'm amoral.
Yeah, but like, you're egoist. You care about yourself. What is it about yourself that you care about?
I just want to enjoy this one life, this one roller coaster ride. I want to enjoy.
You want to
it.
enjoy your life. How do you enjoy your life?
I eat good food. I sleep well.
Yeah, like I was. Oh, my bad. Not how do you enjoy your life? Like what makes it like that you enjoy your life? Like, what's the capacity? Like, how do you enjoy your life? Like,
maximize pleasure, minimize pain.
yeah, okay. So
I'm
you
not
probably
a
have to be like
I'm not-
conscious. Yeah, you
I'm
probably
not a
have to be conscious for you to experience the pleasure, right? I assume.
Yeah, I'm not a hedonist. I'm not like pure pleasure.
Yeah, of course not. Right.
Like, I enjoy having this conversation. Obviously, that's not.
Mhm.
I enjoy protecting the innocent. I enjoy being an upstanding member of my community. I enjoy being social. I enjoy loving animals and taking care of other creatures. You know, I'm a social animal, so it gives me pleasure to
I
be.
understand that. I understand that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if you like the sense of pleasure and there's nothing else to it, then I think it seems like you care, or what seems to grant you moral status is like sentience and rationality, being rational, right?
I don't.
So I mean,
I don't believe. I don't know what sentience means. What do you
well,
mean by sentience?
Mr.
I
Slade,
think
what do you think morality is? Like, what do you think?
I
that
don't
word
think
means?
morality is. That's usually how I answer that.
Well, like, what do you think people are? What do you think the concept is people are trying to get?
Your audio is. I can barely understand what you're saying. So
like, what do you think the concept is when people
Even if you
describe
don't think
morality?
that the concept is like it refers to something that is real, what do you think that they're trying to get at? What is the concept?
I think ultimately, if you really dig into it, it's always virtue signaling. It's always abuse of power. It's always a game people play in order to abuse you, in order to gain the moral high ground. There's no moral high ground. It's faking amoral high ground in order to humiliate you, especially in public. It's nothing to do with anything else. It's
Okay, so if I define morality as doing the most rational action, do you think that there is such a thing as the most rational action?
Yeah, but
It's
I
what we
don't
have the most
see-
impartial reason.
I don't see how that has anything to do with morality, honestly. Like
Well,
when I talk to people, they say, "Well, I never murder because I am a moral person." My response to that is incorrect. You don't
Well,
murder.
they don't have a good sense of like why that's the most rational action, but I think that there is like good reason.
But
to
that's
believe that
exactly my
murder
point.
in the most cases is the most is a very irrational.
Right, but that's
action.
not what they say. They deny. You can you can converse with them until you're blue in the face. They will deny that they're doing it for for egoistic purposes, they'll say, "No, this is because I'm
I,
moral."
I don't think they're doing it for egoistic purposes. I think that they're doing it because it's what they have the most reason to do. I think those are
No,
different
they're
things.
fake. They're faking it. I don't believe them. They're pretending to be
Okay.
moral. They're denying that they're as much of an egoist as I am. But
Okay,
ego.
so why are you an egoist? Let me ask you that.
As it says in this description, I think it's just an optimal solution because naturally, in
An optimal
nature,
solution to what?
to just enjoying life to the maximum. It's like,
What makes enjoying life to the maximum preferable?
well, that I cannot answer. That
Well, so I think that enjoying life to the maximum is like preferable, right? I think that there's like a stance independent reasons toward that's good feeling. The issue is I don't think that just applies to me. I think that applies to like all experiencers over which I can have an effect because I don't think that there is such a thing as me that goes beyond just this moment, right? So like this is where we're gonna have to get into like what makes you value your life over other people's, and if you just say like you do. I want to know like what even is that concept? Like what is your life? What is you in the future? What makes you over time?
I don't know how to answer that question. How give me the tools to answer. I don't know.
So like one answer that people will give, and I don't think this is a very good one. They'll say something like bodily continuity. But the issue is like the atoms that make you up get replaced every single year. All of the atoms in your body get
Wait a
they
minute.
get
I mean,
completely washed
okay.
out and replaced.
I mean,
every year.
first, your audio is horrid to the power of horrid. I mean, can you put
Do you
on a
need me to turn
headset?
it up?
Wh-
I'm
What?
wearing a headset. Do you need me to turn up my audio?
Maybe you're talking to the wrong microphone. Maybe you're talking to the built-in microphone instead of your headset. Or maybe you have no furniture in the house.
Yeah, I don't have furniture in the house.
Oh, okay. So you were single.
I don't know. It's going through the cable BB audio
Can you
already,
tap?
which is
Can you
like has
tap?
like a noise reductor.
Can you tap the mic on the headset?
Yeah, like this. On the headset. No, this is the mic that I'm using. I don't even think this headset has a mic. Yeah, no, there isn't a mic on this headset.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. All right, so what's the question again? So the definition
Here, I'll
of
just
me?
get closer and hope that helps. Is this okay?
Oh, 1,000 times better.
Okay, cool. Let me turn it down a little bit so it's not overclipping.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. So one of the answers that people will give about like what makes you over time is that they'll say like you have some sort of bodily continuity, that your body that like it's the same pieces of your body, but like the pieces that make up your body replace themselves every year, right? The atoms every single year, every
Yes.
single atom in your body gets replaced by the end of the year, by the end of a
Okay.
365-day cycle.
Okay.
So like that's I don't think that's like a good answer because then you would only value yourself like a year into the future. So
But
what makes you over time?
so I guess nothing. So I guess there is no me over time. It's like everything else. Nothing is absolute. I mean, you guys are always seeking absolute concepts, and the absolute concepts don't exist. Everything will always evaporate from between your fingers. You can never.
So I don't think that all concepts are like this. I do think that the concept of the self is like this, right? I don't think that the self is real. It's clear that there's like not actually something that we value here. It's just it feels really valuable because that allows us to like have a person in the future that can do the things that we want them to do. The person in the future will show our memories, our goals, our like attitudes, and we can like give this person in the future an instruction set and make sure they're in a place where they can do more good. That's
Wait,
the
let me.
instrumental value of the self. That's why it feels really valuable, but it's not actually. There's nothing underlying it that makes it like worth valuing.
Hold on. Let me throw a piece of information. So your brain is just 200 billion cells, living under the same roof. But each one of those, I mean, evolved. These are separate animals. Each neuron is a separate animal. He has no reason. It's like me and you interacting.
What do you think an animal is?
whatever. I mean, cell. Each neuron is a cell. Like originally we were cells, single-celled organisms, and then we got together. Like we became
I agree we're multicellular organisms.
right. So, but your brain, your thoughts are an emergent property of interaction.
I disagree. I think that the matter emerges from the ideal, but I don't think you want to get into an ontology conversation
No,
right
this
now.
is very important. We have to figure this out before.
Why is the ontology important?
I mean,
if you really want to, we can get into. You can define physical for me, and I can define ideal and the quote unquote absolute. You
no, wait
you
a
seem
minute.
to want to.
Hold on. I mean, do you subscribe to science? Let's start from there.
Yeah, I think that science is a good use of inductive tools. I think that science is one of the has some of the strongest evidence in favor of idealism over physicalism.
Wait a minute. Okay, so wait, hold on. Science assumes physicalism, right?
No, it doesn't. All science assumes is the three basal assumptions.
The three basal assumptions, which are?
Here, I'll read them out to you. It's basically just like grounding up.
Okay, if you can paste a link or share a link
Introduction.
or copy paste, so we can read it
Yeah,
together.
it's yep, the three basic assumptions of science. Give me just. All right, here we go. Copy, and I'll paste it into VC Gen.
VC General 1?
So yeah, these are all. Tell me like which of these you don't think is compatible with idealism.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I cannot click a link while I'm streaming. So can you paste the content? I can only.
It's long, but I can just read to you the basic
Fine.
assumption.
All right, I'm listening.
All right. So the assumptions of science, one is determinism, the assumption that all events in the universe, including behavior, are lawful and orderly. The second assumption is the lawfulness is discoverable. Notice that the first assumption does not necessarily imply the second assumption. In other words, we can assume that behavior is lawful without presuming that we will discover this lawfulness. To say, to say it's lawful is just to say that it's a function of antecedents, basically that it that it follows laws.
Mm-hmm.
And the third assumption, give me just a second. It's in a different section.
So lawfulness, determinism, discoverableness. Wait.
Yeah.
Determinism, lawfulness, and we already have three. We have determinism, lawfulness, and discoverableness of the lawfulness.
So there are natural causes for things that happen in the world. I found a much simpler one from Berkeley. I can send in the chat and I can just copy the things down for you. It's that there are natural causes for things that happen in the world around us. Evidence from natural world can be used to learn about those causes, and there's consistency in the causes that operate in the natural world. All of these are consistent with an idealism based on the idea that some sort of conceptual monad exists, whether this is like concepts or stance-independent reasons or qualia or however you want to talk about that.
Hold on 1 second. So wait a minute.
I'll just BM this.
No. It doesn't matter. Look, my question is, I mean, right? It's science builds. Thank you for the link. So science builds on experimentation, right? On experience.
Yeah, experience, which is experience is explicitly an ideal phenomenon. That's almost like definitionally ideal. Is that it's like the consciousness.
Right, but what we experienced in science is that what at the end of the day we look under a type of a microscope or an LHC, whatever, and all we see is just atoms and molecules interacting.
But
Mhm.
below those atoms and molecules, we get into the quantum theory, right? And when we are explaining quantum phenomena, we have to assume things like the particles actually don't exist. They're just quantum fields, and it's the fields themselves doing stuff that create the particle-like things. The more and more we get down to it, the more it seems like it's just the math of the mathematical relations of monads, which is all conceptual and in the realm of ideal.
Wait a minute. I mean, at the end of the day, we observe the four basic laws of nature: electromagnetism, strong, weak forces, and gravity. And we have and we see the particles.
Um, okay.
So
Yes, these are laws, right? These are all mathematical relations. I agree that there are mathematical relations.
no, we don't know that they are mathematical. We can try and
I mean, we don't
summarize.
know that they're mathematical, but we basically assume that they're mathematical.
So that doesn't mean
because
anything.
that's what we have an inductive
Our
case for.
assumption is not important.
Well, the laws of science, right? If you believe in science, then you do.
No,
you do
not
believe that it's
necessarily.
mathematical.
I mean, fine, whatever. Look, but all we know about the universe is that it's made out of atomic and subatomic particles, and we know about the forces that govern them.
Yeah, but the basic subatomic particles, we know those are made out of quantum fields, or that's what we have the most evidence for anyway. That's the leading theory is quantum field theory. We know it's wrong, right? We know that all of our theories of quantum mechanics are wrong.
I mean,
Because
hold on.
quantum field theory is incompatible with
One second,
relativity.
one
Relativity
second.
is compatible with quantum
Slow
field
down.
theory, but in their own respective realms, they give us the best evidence of the situation.
Wait, slow down. There's no point in you continuing to speak if I ask you to slow down, because if I can't understand like the beginning of a sentence, what's the point of speaking it to the end? One second. I mean, when we look at a particle accelerator, we look at the results. We actually see the particles. We see the
We see
particles.
things that look like particles,
Yes.
but what we know is that they're just quantum fields doing stuff, right? Quantum fields should appear like particles to us. We're going to see these quantum forces running at each other, and on a subatomic level, and these quantum forces, when this like bend in the quantum field hits another bend in the quantum field, that they'll interact, and
I
then
don't.
that's
I
what'll create these
mean,
particle reactions.
I mean, we literally
Mr.
see
Slave.
the traces. Yes.
So, like, it's all like what they're receiving is data from their sensors. It's not that they are physically seeing anything.
I know, but
It's
you see the traces that particles leave when they.
You see the traces that the bends in the quantum field leave, and they act as what we would conceptualize as particles.
No, you see particles. What you see,
What evidence do you have that it's a particle and not a quantum field? And if
I
you
don't
have
know
that
what- I don't
evidence, you
know-
should send it to quantum physicists immediately, because you will win a Nobel Prize.
No. Every time you look at the result of a particle accelerator, you see the traces of particles. What do you mean?
What evidence do you
What do you mean?
what traces do you have of particles that you wouldn't see of quantum fields?
What do you mean? You see lines. You see the lines.
Yeah, that would happen if it was bends in the quantum fields that moved in mathematical ways.
Wait, what?
Yeah, of
Wait,
course.
what?
Yeah, of course. You can have bends in the quantum field that move
Bends?
in mathematical patterns.
Wait.
Yeah.
Bends with an E or with an A? Bends? Like bending?
Bends with an E. Bend. Yeah. Like.
I've never heard of this term. Has anyone?
I bend. You don't know what a bend like.
I never heard.
Bend a piece of.
I never heard anyone in quantum theory, quantum mechanics use the term bend.
I mean, I think that it's just like one of the terms that's used to describe a non-flatness, an irregularity in the quantum field.
A non-flatness?
Yeah, of course.
I never heard of anyone
If you imagine this sort of stuff as cloth, like if it's a completely flat piece of cloth, a bend in it is going to be a distortion.
I never heard of anyone I never heard of anyone in quantum mechanics talk about flatness. Flatness usually has to do with, with cosmological, curvature and stuff. with the curvature of the
Yeah,
cosmos
so
itself.
this is just like a here. I can send you like an image of what I'm talking about. That's made in quantum theory. Yeah, here I'll send. I'll just send you that. It's the type of thing like it's basically just like a visualization of data, right? It's not like it's almost not the case that there's actually this bend, but like the data is best explained by having this field, and the field has to work in non-Euclidean ways in order to explain the universe. In other words, you have to have like things that we would describe and understand, that we would visualize as bends, and
Where is this image
like
taken?
planes.
Wait, what?
It's not an image, it's a visualization of quantum field theory. It's one of the first ones that comes up if you just like Google quantum field theory.
What is the source? Where is this link from, if I may ask?
What are you guys debating?
Well, originally we were debating moral realism / egoism, but he wanted to pivot into ontology. I'm more than happy to go back to the morality stuff.
No.
Why are you guys
Oh.
talking about? Why are you guys talking about diagrams?
I mean,
because he wants to understand what like a bend in a quantum field is, what like a change in a quantum.
Does he not think quantum fields exist or something?
No, he thinks that all that exists in the universe is particles. And I'm saying like no, those particles are like created by distortions in a quantum field, or the properties that we would observe is particle-like, just distortions of a quantum field.
I mean, at the end of the day, all we see is particles. We never observe anything else.
I mean, no, we don't really observe the particles either, right? What we're observing is like the reactions to bends in the quantum field. I'm curious if you have like an alternative to quantum field theory, like if you have like a reason that we should accept some other theory as a better description.
Look, I mean, as far as I know, in every particle accelerator, all we see is particles. We see the traces.
We see things that we would like observe as particle-like.
You can even run an experiment at home and see particles colliding.
I agree that quantum field distortions manifest in ways that to us will observe like particles, that we will observe them and they will act in the way that we would recognize as particles.
And what's your evidence that it's anything else but particles?
That the math is basically impossible to explain without it.
What do you mean? Explain.
It's impossible to explain the behavior of the particles if we
Why?
just take them as particles.
Why? What's impossible to explain? Give me an example.
That we just don't have a mathematical way of modeling it without using this, right? Like there's just like no way to model the motion and the behavior without using the quantum field. It's like an insanely complicated math. If you wanted, we could go into like observing individual actions of individual particles and why they arrived at it, like some of the early experiments that led to quantum field theory, some of the math that models quantum field theory. Like I'm not sure what you want here, other than why if we're like we can paste a bunch of different like mathematical equations. We can paste like a million different like quadratic formulas, et cetera.
Let me say something. Okay, hold on. Let me say something. So you can describe the gravity that Earth exerts on the moon mathematically. Would you say that therefore gravity is just a mathematical ideal concept and it's not?
Well, I think everything is either the ideal or manifest from the ideal. Yeah, I think that gravity is like a concept which we overlay over a certain like contortions in like in space-time. Gravity is hard because it's one of the areas where quantum field theory and relativity. It's like the main area where quantum theory and relativity are like incompatible. So it's really hard to say what's going on there. I don't have I'm pretty much agnostic to what's going on with gravity in particular. But no matter what, it's just like laws taking place within fields.
Wait, listen to the question. again. So would you say you can mathematically Newton described the laws of gravity between the Earth and the Moon mathematically. So are you saying that the Earth and the Moon and gravity are not physical entities, that they are ideal because a mathematical equation describes their behavior?
No, I think that they're physical. I think the physical is in an emergent property from the ideal. So I think on a fundamental level, they're like constructed of the ideal. But I
What's
think
your
that the
evidence?
ideal
What's your evidence for
Hey,
that?
Mr. Slave.
that
let
the
me-
entire
Wait, hold on.
conversation
What's your
so
evidence? No,
far.
no. You're saying this about Newtonian celestial mechanics as well.
So one of the most basic pieces of evidence that we're going to have for idealism is that like our only access to the world is through the ideal, right? Our only access in which we can observe the physical is through our experience. Trying to the way that Castro puts it is you're trying to pull the mountain range out of the map. You're trying to pull the territory out of the map by trying to say that the physical comes before the experience.
Hold
So
on,
the
somebody is
experience is
yelling in the
emergent from the
background. Is it from you? Who's yelling in the background?
Yeah, it's somebody in my house. I don't know. I got push to talk on. I can put you close again and just like hope that there's not overlap. If it's going to be a problem, then we can finish this conversation some other time.
It's not the end of the world. I'll survive. This conversation is very important to me. Wait a minute, but look, Newton started by
Mr. Slave, I do want to
no,
make
Blue
a
Pearl,
point about
Blue Pearl,
Newtonian
no,
gravity.
no,
Just a
no,
second,
no,
please.
no. Blue
Like
Pearl,
this is very
no,
important, and I think
no,
will illustrate one of the confusions that you have. Please.
no, Blue Pearl. I was listening to wait, who was I talking to? Furniture Empire at? I was listening to him. I want my rebuttal.
Her.
Please don't interrupt. So okay, look, Newton started by observing Earth, right? Would you agree that Earth is a physical right? It's physical? Would you say Earth is what? It's not physical?
So I think that in the same way that if we talk about like that like a dualist or not a dualist, that somebody like you under your physicalist view, you would say that like that the mind is like immaterial, but it's like fundamentally an emergent property. It's like its constituent parts are physical, right? That it's like
Yes.
it's made of the physical.
Yes.
I would say the same thing about like Earth, right? I would say that it is physical, depending on what we mean by that. I don't really think there's a coherent concept of physical, but it's like we can like describe it as physical, but that it's fundamentally its constituent parts are ideal.
What do you mean by that? How do you know that? What's your evidence for that?
Okay, there's a few different pieces of evidence. The first one is I don't think that there's a coherent concept of what the physical is. So if we can start by like you can try and define the physical, and I can define the ideal in a way that I think is absolute and concrete.
Look, the physical.
I don't think
the
that there's
physical.
an absolute
The
definition of
physical.
physical.
There's no absolute definitions of anything.
I disagree. I think that there is an absolute definition of the ideal, at least the one that I'm talking.
No, I mean language is a social construct, and it's it's.
That's fine if it's a
So
social
there's-
construct.
There's social constructs of language, right? But the underlying concept can be real, right? And I can say that there is genuinely something underlying this. I don't think that there is something underlying what
But okay,
physical-
fine. Look, Newton started by observing the moon. The moon looks physical, right? You wouldn't say the moon looks ideal. It looks physical as far as the word physical can be defined, right? We went to the moon, we landed on the moon, we picked up rocks, we brought them back. It has
So yes, through my experience, which is the idea, I have a what it's likeness, like of a feeling of it seeming physical, right? I have through my experience, through the map, I can see physical on the map, right? But it's just through the little dials that I have to explore the map, right? It's just through my experience. It's not like this is it's evidence that I'm experiencing physicality, but it's not evidence that there actually is physicality on some fundamental level.
Then I don't understand. I mean, what? I mean, in my experience, like when you touch something, would you describe that as physical? Would you describe anything as physical? So there's nothing physical. Everything is what? Ideal?
So I don't know what physical is. Yeah, I do think that everything is the ideal. That everything is like it's the mathematical relations of numbers.
How do you know that?
Because I don't think that there is a coherent concept of what physical is, and do think there is a
No, answer
coherent
the
concept
question.
of
How
what
do you
ideal is.
no?
That's
I
that's
asked
how
you.
I know that. That's how I know that is because I think that one is like it's possible because it's something that exists. It's something that I can understand. It's like
No, but
that is
you
isn't
no,
contradictory.
you're
That,
not
that
proving
refers to
you're
something that
not
actually
proving.
exists.
No, you're claiming that you have knowledge that everything is not physical; it's mathematical, right?
I'm claiming that I have reason. I don't believe it.
You have reason to believe. Okay, what is the evidence? What gives you reason to believe that what
So
the
the
moon?
reason to believe is that one of these things is a coherent concept that doesn't entail any contradictions and that gets at an underlying thing, and one of these isn't.
Math is a coherent thing, and physics is not a coherent thing.
I think that physics are just mathematical relations, right? I don't know why physics would be incoherent. I just think it's like an ideal relation.
Look, the way I see it is,
I just don't think that the physical is real, right? I still have yet to hear a definition of physical. If you want, I can give you a definition of ideal. It'll be what its likeness, an experience, a quality, any sort of mind state. And if you want me to define mind state, it's basically gonna boil down to like what it's like.
I can't hear you. I mean, you're breaking up, and the guy in the background, I can hear him better than you.
So when I'm referring to the ideal, I can give a definition, right? It's the what it's like, and I can demonstrate to you too. I can ask you to like sit down and look around and say like and think about like meditate on the fact that like you are having an experience, right? Feel the experience, feel that like, yes, I'm having a what it's likeness of seeing the walls around me. I'm having a what it's likeness of the feeling of the clothes that I'm wearing. I'm having a what it's likeness of the temperature in the room. Like I'm having these experiences, right? I'm having the experience of considering these things, of thinking about these things. That's something that like I know you can relate to, unless you're a philosophical scholar. You can demonstrate that, and that's the what it's likeness. That's what I think everything is made out of, is this what it's likeness. The question then is, what is physical? What does it mean for something to be physical?
I don't understand what you're trying to say. I mean, the most
I'm saying that there's a reference to the thing.
Let me respond. Okay, the only thing.
Well, if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, then what? Then you should probably want me to clarify, right?
No,
you don't want to respond. You want me to clarify.
I've given you many chances. I'll give you more, but let me interject and tell you how I feel, and then you tell me how you feel. So, I mean, the only thing we have in this cosmic experience is, we touch things, we feel them, we see things. So we just have our senses. Now we can experience. Now we can imagine mathematics. We can imagine that 1 + 1 = 2, and then we can run experiments and do measurements and put them on paper and draw them on a graph and say, I can draw a mathematical curve with this equation. This formula will describe the experiment that I conducted, and maybe, and so on. So math it looks like a good approximation, looks like a good model of the reality that we perceive, the physicalness. Math is, no one guarantees the math is correct. What is correct, not even then, is the experiments that we run, the numbers that we put on paper, then we put it on a table, and then we draw the curve, and then we have fluctuations, but then we draw a line through the dots, and we say, it's more or less this, and it's more or less this mathematical equation that describes it, and maybe we can, have then a theory that explains the mathematical equation. But all we have in the beginning is just an experiment. We're just empiricists. Everything starts.
Yeah, we just have an experience. Exactly. At the beginning, at the very fundamental level, all we have is our experience of.
Let me just conclude. So science starts from empiricism. Without empiricism, there is nothing. All you're going to have is you go back to the days of, I guess, Aristotle, and just sit and meditate and come to conclusions.
Strictly speaking, science starts from rationalism. Yeah, that's kind of an
not from empiricism.
Yeah, it has to, right?
So if you were
it's making the three basic assumptions of science,
so hold on. Wait a minute.
those are baked in, right?
Let me disprove that. So if you were a brain in a vat with absolutely no perception of reality, how would you know anything about science?
So you can make the three basic assumptions.
Which
Right?
you
So I
you're
think,
agreeing.
I think you're. I
agreeing-
think you're misunderstanding the difference between rationalism and empiricism. In philosophy, when we use these words, what we mean is empiricism. All of the information that we have about the world is just collected through our like through like data that we. Whereas a rationalist says that we're pre-built in with certain understandings.
Okay,
The
I'm
three
gonna
basic
listen.
assumptions are
Furniture,
pre-built in.
furniture. I'm
understandings.
gonna furniture. Okay, I'm gonna. I've been here now for an hour. I really enjoyed the conversation. The conversation with you is absolutely phenomenal. I really want to continue. However, your audio is horrid, and there is a guy yelling in the background. And I am streaming this on YouTube, and it's been already an hour. Let's, I guess, continue tomorrow morning. Are you here at 11 a.m.?
I can try to be there. I'll see what's going on.
Look, I'm here every morning 11 a.m. and every night 11 p.m. I stream for 1 hour. I debate online, and then I make it available on YouTube, so you can be famous.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off. I really want to thank you. This was I absolutely love your take. It's incredible to say the least. All right. So I guess I'll see you another day, another time. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, it's been fun.
All right. Good night. Bye bye.
Good.
All right. All right. Okay. Anybody wants to join me so I can kill myself with an audience? So Media Hit says, okay, can we say, oh, that, yeah, referring to the believe part. Yeah, that was Moxie. Moxie is like, he's really smart. He has these weird takes. So, but I couldn't relate to his very question. Woody John says, over for debate me bros. Oh, you mean them? Like I demolished them? I mean, I can win in a debate with this last guy with furniture. I think I can win. I think I can convince him that he's wrong. I think I can narrow him down until he will give up. So there is a problem with quantum mechanics. Obviously, I love Einstein on this. Einstein hated quantum mechanics exactly because of this, because of how it completely corrupts all of science and all of philosophy. It just destroys the universe. Einstein wanted to kill because of quantum mechanics. He just hated it, and I hate it. The more I learn quantum mechanics, the more I think it is absolute nonsense, just garbage. And this is the result. You debate with people and they say absolute nonsense, and what are you going to do? I mean, they can tell you all the weirdest statements in the world, and what are you going to tell them? Because in like I heard a lecture in quantum mechanics lately from Sutter, Professor whatever Sutter. So he says you can pray. Maybe prayer works because of quantum mechanics. It's anything like because of quantum mechanics, anything goes, because they cannot explain certain experiments, and they're left with no hair in their head. They ripped all the hair from their head already, and after 100 years, they didn't make any progress. They don't know what's going on with quantum mechanics. They just cannot figure it out. So that's that. I don't know where I was going with that. Okay, let's see the next comment. He is in the yelling dorm. Okay, I guess he's in the dorm. It is a horror show. Yeah. I mean, his content is immaculate. What's up, J-Rock?
Hey, Slave.
Hey. So what he had to say was amazing. I mean, that's what I want to debate. I mean, this is the foundation of science. So he abuses quantum mechanics and uses this abuse to completely destroy the world of philosophy and say anything he wants. He can say anything he wants. It's just terrible. Hey, J-Rock,
Hey,
tell
Mr.
me.
Slave. So I got to do another practice run on the StreamYard privately with Gamstar, and we're just having conversation. And we had an idea that once I got my own like channel up and running, like not this
Wait,
one.
J-Rock, could you hold on 1 second? Karen, is this Karen? Who is this? I need to know. Give me a video or write me a message in private. Who are you? People want to come on, please use your commonly known name so I don't have to worry about a pin flash. Please, if it's not too difficult. Who is this?
Karen Chadmaxer.
This Karen. Hopefully it's Karen. What's up, Karen?
Hey Karen, or hey Karen.
That happens to me very often. That I want to refer to other people with my name.
Oh my god, it's because you were saying my name, so it was on the tip of my tongue. So I've just been doing my own bullshit, dealing with shit, and I just tuned in. So what are you all talking about?
I debate every night and morning. I find people on Discord to debate. This debate was actually one of the most interesting ones, but the audio was shite. But it was really fascinating. It had to do with the definition of science, with physicalism versus idealism. It was amazing. I mean, I could make a career out of this guy, as they say, as the doctor said in Terminator 1.
So are you almost done with your stream? Because you're an hour in.
I think so. I think I need to kill myself after an hour. Otherwise, I stay here until 5 a.m. and then I wake up dead, and I can only I should go to sleep. But unless there's something crucial that you want to say that's important, how have you been?
Maybe there's something that I would like to talk to you about, like backstage.
Why backstage? Why?
I mean, I'm okay with talking to you right now, like as is, but I'm just saying there's something that I wanted to bring up.
Go ahead.
In private.
If it's got to do with, like, I mean, try. If it's bad, then I'll stop you, and then we can discuss it backstage. But let me just know the topic. Start slowly and let me interrupt, so that if it's bad, I'll stop you. No, yeah, you have to say it, because now everybody's curious. I'm gonna die of curiosity if you don't tell me.
Oh God.
What? But what's the topic? Let's do hot cold. So
pee-pee.
My pee-pee?
Wait, you have pee-pee?
Of course I have a pee-pee. I hope I have a pee. I have a vagina.
Is it big pee-pee?
No, my owner says it's so small that it's a vagina.
Well, that's because you like to be like demasculated. So even if you have like a 9-inch, she's gonna lie and be like, "You're so small, slave."
I know. You know, when I first met her,
you fell over. You almost died. You collapsed.
But my owner told me, "Okay, get undressed in front of 3 hot chicks at her home." That was before the party. Okay, get undressed. She wanted to put on the chastity cage on my pee-pee. So she got me undressed just like that in front of 3 hot chicks. I was standing there naked. Yeah, everything is okay. Everything is fine. No problem. And then she put on the cage.
See, like most men go to the swingers club, but you bring the club to you. So that's interesting.
And then she put on the cage, and that's how I met my owner. Can you believe it? One day I'm going to tell this to my grandkids. Isn't that amazing? Amazing!
I'm not sure you should tell that to your grandkids. I'm not sure how much respect there'll be behind the idea of you putting your dick in a cage and being dominated by women as a part of your fetish.
Well,
sometimes I don't think that you really think through the way that you are perceived to other people.
So you're saying that I should not tell other people that I enjoy being... Wait, it's demasculated or emasculated? Usually it's emasculated. But you think it's demasculated?
I can say, I guess
I guess it's whatever, but like to me, demasculating is like defragmenting or taking apart
Yeah.
someone's masculinity through insults, and so I just call it demasculating.
Oh,
The term emasculating to me doesn't make a lot of logical sense.
I agree.
But I think it's semantics. They're both like the same thing.
I
So,
agree.
yeah. But yeah.
So my PP is
No,
social
that was a smoke
contention?
screen. That was a smoke screen.
So what do you want to talk about? Someone's PP?
No, I don't.
Someone's
Okay, so okay, fine. Because you okay. So can you please explain to me why you don't want to interact with Ashley anymore?
I mean, she kicked me
Here we go
off
again.
her J-Rock, you said something?
I said, here comes. I just said out loud. Here comes the explanation again.
Well,
mean-
just summarize it. We don't have to spend all day. I'm just.
I mean, she kicked me off her stream twice, didn't let me defend myself. I was being maligned viciously about very dangerous topics that actually put my real life at risk. And
Wait. Regarding the P word?
yeah.
Okay. So they were associating the P word between you and Hormaxer, and you didn't like the way that they were not allowing you to present your point of view and cutting you off to the point to where you felt like you couldn't defend yourself on her stream. So what was the point of going there when they're just going to talk over you or change the subject and just basically belittle you?
And so on. I mean, I was having a very bad experience on Ashley, and also when Ashley came to visit my stream, she was also very belligerent. She wouldn't let me talk. And when I finally got a chance to respond, she just quit. That's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then the last time, I mean, one of the times I was on her stream and Alex was there, and again maligning me that I'm not a scientist, and Ashley was saying I'm not a scientist, or are you? What are you? And again, not letting me speak.
So wait, they were personally attacking you and like making accusations that they don't know anything about because you're a complete stranger. How can they say that you're not a scientist when they don't have proof of that because you haven't revealed your identity?
It's not even important. Who cares who cares what I am? I present, arguments, deal with the arguments. It's literally ad hominem. I don't want to talk about myself. Honestly, you saw, I just had a debate. We talked about the definition of science, the essence of science. That's what I want to discover. I don't care about who I am. I am boring to me. Why? Especially attacks, endless attacks. I'm just bored. I'm bored by being attacked. My time is very valuable. I work all day, then I exercise, then I eat, then I come here. I would just want to chillax. The last thing I want to do is get aggravated, destroy my real life, and not even enjoyed by discussing things that are actually important, like the definition of math, definition of science, definition of logic, where it all comes from, the actual essence of things. I really want to discover that. I'm so thirsty for that. And instead, I'm wasting my time with people just claiming I am this, I am that. I don't care. Honestly, that's boring. Stop boring me. Now, in one of the videos, one of my streams, so one of the first streams that I named the Fermi Paradox Solution and the Woke Mind Virus. So Ashley was on. She wouldn't let me make any progress. This is a long time ago, but I was just trying to get through the definition of the Fermi Paradox. I couldn't do it. She kept bogging it down, and I wanted to go and deal with the solution to the Fermi Paradox. She treated me as if I invented the definition of the Fermi paradox, instead of, it's just, everybody agrees. What do you want from me? I just want to solve it. I want to present a solution. I'm not here to present arguments for the Fermi paradox. And again, it's okay, and she didn't even make it nice. She didn't make it enjoyable. I'm here at the end of the day to chillax. I'm not here to get aggravated. I am not interested. And in one of the streams, I asked her, "What are you?" And she said, "I'm half a bitch, and half I don't remember anything else that she said. Like that's all I wanted to hear. I mean, a person that defines themselves as a bitch. That explains a lot. Like she wants to be a bitch. I don't want to be with a person that defines themselves as a bitch.
It sounds like you don't feel heard by
No,
some people.
no, I don't want to be heard. I don't want to talk about boring topics. I can, like, I had a stream 2 nights ago. We were discussing, the whole scenario with
Well, wait
Alex.
a minute. You said you were talking about the Fermi paradox, and then she didn't give you an opportunity. So what I'm saying is part of your frustration with her, and to an extent Alex, is that they're not giving you the space that you need to defend yourself. So I feel like you don't feel. It sounds to me like you do not feel heard.
I don't want to be heard on topics that are boring. And if I'm going to discuss a solution to the Fermi paradox, there's only so much time I can spend on defending the Fermi paradox. Like at one point, my time is limited. I cannot for hours discuss that the pyramids were built by aliens. I'm sorry.
Sure.
And
So
that's
I'm
all
going
she
to
wanted
push
to do.
back. I'm going to push back on you just a little bit, and I
Yeah.
want you to understand that like I do like you, and so this is a constructive thing that I'm just want to just throw at you really quickly.
Hmm.
This is, and keep in mind when I tell you this, in 2018 I had a YouTube channel with over 25,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Oh shit.
So an ASMR channel. So I know that you're wanting to grow your channel, and I know what you want to do, but like I'll just give you an example. I tuned into your stream this afternoon, and it consisted of listening to you talk of your text with your owner. You were literally texting and then going. Oh, so I'm pushing back on you just a little bit. I want you to
Yeah, sure.
understand this.
Sure.
Your stream was 1 hour long, and the first 20 minutes was you reading your text to your owner.
Okay.
The other 20 minutes was silence because you went and took a shit, and the other 20 minutes was you arguing about how you want to end the stream early because you don't want to go on too long. I feel like
Okay.
if you want to really produce content, you should have much more of a focused agenda whenever you go live. And I understand that you want to respond to your owner, but I feel like it should be a little more targeted. We should go to the restroom before we start our live. We should text our owner and let our owner know that we're going live for an hour and that you will be AFK. And you should have a targeted. I'll be honest with you, I felt a little bored listening to your stream. And I'm pushing back on you just a little bit. I want you to know that if you want to grow your channel, you're not going to retain an audience of 20 minutes of you gone taking a shit and 20 minutes of you reading a text from your owner, or that you're sending to your owner. So I just want you to be aware of the way that you are perceived when you're online. But you say that you also just want to hang out. So can you clarify to me, do you just want this to be like a hangout, or are you actually wanting to try to grow your channel and get a following?
All of the above, but
Okay.
I am completely unwilling to hurt my personal life. I don't want to go to sleep aggravated or wake up aggravated.
Sure.
That is out of the question. And that was my life when I was in the Alex sphere. So I'm not going back to that.
Yeah. Because they would stream late. They would stream really late. Especially the after show on Greg Lurik's stream.
No, nothing to do with the time. I streamed. I was streaming until 5 a.m. 2 nights ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, discussing the psychological trauma that I had from the Alex sphere.
Oh.
So I'm still PTSDing on from the Alex sphere. I'm still in PTSD. I'm still devastated. I'm still distraught. I'm still
because he's a
confused.
large channel. It's a large channel.
Nothing to do with large. The most devastating thing happened on Ashley's channel when Alex was there, and I was being abused, and it nothing to do with how large. I was just being abused, and it's very painful. I mean, I was not just being abused; I was being maligned with nothing less than pedophilia. I was being accused day after day of pedophilia. You know, at the end of the day, that is completely out of the question. I cannot.
Sure.
I cannot live my life worrying that I'm going to get a letter campaign written to people in my real life about me being a pedophile. That is I'm not interested in that. That is not why I signed on to be on YouTube. I came on YouTube for primarily to have a good time. If
Mm,
this is if this is going to be turned against me,
mhm,
then fine, then I'm not going to be on YouTube. For now, I decided to just, do my thing on my
mhm.
own. I completely blocked anyone from Alex Sphere,
Yeah,
everywhere and anywhere. I don't want to have anything to do with these people.
yeah.
They are very toxic. Like, I thought my family was toxic. So, no. I mean, these people are atrocious.
Yes.
Just beyond, there's no words. Anyway, so that's that.
Okay.
They're out of my life, and my life has improved significantly. I'm much happier. I'm much more relaxed. I'm having a much, better life. Okay, so my channel is not going to grow as fast. I don't care. I honestly don't care. It's going fast enough. I have 8 live viewers right now. I was having 6 live viewers 2 nights ago or something. It's good enough, and I'm having great debates. My time is invested in these debates on Discord, and I'm writing up my web pages, my debate topics. I have my own website that I'm developing, and my owner is moving in hopefully this weekend. My life is perfect. I don't need anything. I
Do you
don't
think
need.
that your owner moving in will affect your streaming at all?
Yeah, she might tell me to shut up and not stream when she doesn't like it. I might have to change the schedule in accordance to exactly what she wants. It's about her, it's not about me. She is the center of my life. I'm streaming because like it's to chillax, but if I have her in my life, I don't need anything else. She's so perfect.
Sure, sure. Okay, I understand. I just wanted to point out the thing regarding this afternoon. It seemed like there was a lot of wasted time. And in the same way that you say that you don't like boring topics, I feel like the viewers will not like boring streams. And so I just wanted to push back just a little bit.
I
I
understand.
know
I understand,
I
but I'll tell you. Look, this is Mr. Slave Channel, so it's about me. I'm giving people a glimpse into my life.
sure.
So I did not mean to go to the bathroom. When people leave to the bathroom in the middle of midstream, it's terrible. I hate it. But
Sure.
I was gonna poop my pants. So and I didn't expect it. This is completely unpredictable. Just
Well, you are like 1,000 years old. So, like
that's true. That is true.
things start to happen. You start to shit yourself when you get 1,000. So,
I know, yeah.
But
Anyway, but why have you stopped coming to this channel? I wanted you. Like,
you have made a lot of statements separating biological females from transgender females in relation to their having a PP. And it seems to me like you've been very nice to me, but at the same time, you have this sort of this way of seeing trans people that just seems a little judgmental.
are
And
you out of your
so,
mind? Why would you say that? You think I'm judging you?
well, this afternoon you said you were talking about wrestling, and you said that you would love the idea of biological women wrestling you, and you would love for them to put you in a triangle. And you specifically said, as long as they're biological females, because and it's some of these distinctions that you make between biological and trans that just lead me to think, like, do you actually respect trans people? Like, do you respect me as a person? I know you're nice to me,
Are you
but
out of your
like,
mind? You think I don't respect you? What's your evidence for that? Why would you ever say that? You're making me cry. Why would you say that? That's completely.
because you separate. You seem to love to
That's just my.
separate
That's just my.
women from biological versus PP,
So what?
and
What?
it's
Okay, I prefer vanilla over chocolate ice cream. What? That are you gonna judge me? That I deserve to be judged because of that? That doesn't make any sense. Like,
um
why would you judge me because of my preference? I don't understand.
I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that I'm not sure how I fit into your channel when you make these separatist statements about someone's. And I'm not saying your preference should be judged. I'm just saying I don't know if I was relevant to your channel because you seem to separate women by a lot of different factors, many of them being biological versus PP, as you say. So I don't know.
But
I just felt
I appreciate talking to you. You're a
well,
good
yeah, of
friend.
course.
You're a
Yeah.
good friend and you're
And
smart. I
you
mean,
immediately gave me like mod, like co-host status, and I wasn't ready for all that because I didn't know how in depth I was going to be with you. And so you were very trusting and kind, and that's the reason why I'm approaching you right now, talking to you about that is because you were nothing but nice. You've always been nice. And um but it's one thing to be nice to me directly, but like when you're talking to other people and when you don't think that I'm on your lives, you specifically say things that are. It's almost as if like, oh well, biological this, no PP, we don't like that, and
let me
then
ask you. Let me ask you a question. So I also fantasize about sex bots.
sure, ooh, nice,
I love sex bots, like robots, that are designed for sex.
mm-hmm,
Like the more mechanical, the more artificial, the better.
mm,
Because in general, I like it when women don't react to me sexually. Like I want women to ignore me. So a sex bot ignores me. It's like a dead body.
oh my god,
No, I don't want to have sex with a dead body, but like my favorite women that I've been with are women who don't care about sex. They like sex doesn't turn them on. Like okay, you can bang me now. And they don't care. Like that's what I love the most. So I guess
mm,
that's why I love sex bots so much. Sex
mm.
robots. I mean, female sex robots. Now now so it's what if it's a female sex robot, then yeah, I could definitely have sex with it and enjoy it. But if you would tell me that, well, this used to be a male sex robot and we just took the PP off and we put a vagina, I don't know if I could have sex with it. Like, I need to know that it was from the inception, it's female. I don't know. It's but look, if this hurts your feelings, we should not talk about it. But why? I mean,
I think not talking about it is definitely not the solution. And going to your robot example, in this particular case, that robot is simply an instrument, a tool, in the same way that a dildo or a fleshlight for men would be a tool. So
no.
the idea that you interchange a vagina for a penis and you have this insecurity to the point to where, oh my God, this thing used to have a dildo and now this robot has a vagina. So now I'm too insecure to have sex with it because I have this belief that it used to have a penis. There's something that's going on there, Mr. Slave, that I'm not sure you've fully identified in your 1,000 years of
No,
existence.
no, but listen, you know that I don't have a problem being forced to perform homosexual sex. Like that's my fantasy. My fantasy is forced homosexuality, like to be
But
on the
you literally
receiving.
just said if a robot, if some manufacturer made a robot that was gender neutral, androgynous, so they could save money. Let's just say they could, they're a factory and they want to save money. Okay.
Completely turn off. I would not get an erection. As soon as I would learn this was as soon as I learned that, it's going to be a major turnoff. But again, I can sit and fantasize and watch porn of forced homosexuality and get like, this is my fantasy, this is my fantasy, nothing else. I just want my wife to be banged by other dudes and suck their dick so that it penetrates the vagina more easily. That's my fantasy. So it's not like I don't have a problem, and like it's nothing to do with I don't think it has to do anything to do with insecurity. I'm openly, I guess, gay. I don't know.
No.
I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter. There is a fantasy that I have, and I enjoy it, and that's I'm transparent. I'm letting you know. That's it. But when it comes to the woman, she has to be. But here, listen to this. I know that in the fetus, all fetuses, well, they all start as female. Then the male is, males come out of the females. Like all fetuses start with a vagina, and then the clitoris evolves into or develops into the penis in the fetus, in embryology. But we all start as females, and there's actually a genetic illness where boys at 12 become girls. This sometimes, yeah, there is a genetic.
Are you talking about Klinefelters?
What?
Klinefelters.
I don't know what you just said. That's the name of the
It's
illness?
XXY or XYY.
Oh, okay. My screen's live now.
Yeah.
Here I'll go to tab.
Whoa,
Yeah,
are you alive?
I was gonna. Hold on.
Okay, just
Hold
don't.
on. I
Just
wanted to
be
show
careful what you're
Karen some-
showing. Your audio is atrocious, J-Rock. Anyway, no, Karen, we need to continue. J-Rock, I need to continue talking to Karen. I'm going to remove the screen that you're displaying. I thought it was somebody else. But look, Karen. The last thing I want. No, I appreciate your friendship. I really want you. And I appreciate your content, and I appreciate your wisdom, and I appreciate and you're a criminologist, so you have so much to say about the entire pedophilia, and I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with pedophilia, because it is. I mean, the reason I went out of my way and took fire for Hormaxer is because I think this pedophilia thing, and I made a video. Minka did nothing wrong, and I predicted this, and I said, this is tearing our community apart. We have to stop with the pedophilia. We have to stop these accusations. And anyway, I think there's a lot you can say and help the community. So I'd like to see you back on stream.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
if you don't like, I don't know what to tell you. Then we can, tell me not to talk about something, or if I say something that hurts your feelings, tell me, and I'll avoid it as much as I can.
no, I don't want you to censor yourself. I just didn't know whether or not I was. I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things. Okay, I'll give you an example. When Ashley and Sarah and myself, to an extent, and Natty and Michelle were all like on stream together on Ashley's channel, the guys were posting in chat and they were like, "Oh, is this an all girls thing or can we join?" That's what I'm talking about. Like, I didn't know if it was like a club, like it's like where you don't know whether or not you should come on because you're busy always talking about like showing your models and slow motion and always talking about your owner and blah blah blah. And it's like, where do I fit into this as a trans woman? That's what I'm trying to get at. Is it's I don't know if I had a place. I don't know if I had a space at the table.
You can say whatever you want. This is an open forum. You can say whatever you want, whatever comes to your mind.
Okay.
You can.
Well, if that's the case, then I have one last thing that's been sort of on my mind, and you can tell me. And this is what I wanted to sort of talk to you about offline. But since we're talking, so I understand. Like you mentioned Hormaxer, and I agree with your sentiment that you know, the whole P word should not be thrown around. And still, even now, I don't think that Hormaxer has engaged in pedophilia. I have no evidence to suggest this. So even though, and you might not be aware of this, but whenever I had that fallout with Hormaxer, I recorded. I recorded over 30 hours of his streams over the course of 8 days. And out of those 30 hours, probably like 10 to 15 of them were spent just attacking me.
That's
Just-
not good. I never do that. If I ever did, I
But let me finish. Let me finish. Like, not just attacking me, but like just making up things like my hair's not real. I'm a piss mop. I'm not transgender. I'm actually just a gay incel. I'm LARPing. Just the worst things that you can imagine. Anything at all to belittle me and attack me and just make me feel small. And all of his viewers were creating fake profiles with unflattering pictures of me and pretending to be me in chat and harassing me. And I was also doxxed by 2 of his viewers, one of them being Valfar, in chat in Hormaxer's stream, which I recorded the chat logs for. So I want you to understand that part of the reason why I haven't been here as much is because I'm having trouble understanding how you can be friendly with a man that was that mean to one of your friends. And the only thing I could think of is that you just were not aware of all the information that I have regarding how this person was just so devastatingly brutal to me for 8 days. He stopped talking about me after I made that SSI video about the whole mental disability SSI bullshit. But
I don't know what SSI is. Never. heard of
it's where you get compensation for the government in exchange for either having blindness, not being able to hear, or having a mental disability. But that's not what I'm talking about. The point is he talked about me nonstop for 8 days in his streams, because he streams for like 4 or 5 hours every fucking night, and it was just relentless. Like, he must have mentioned me at least 300 times.
Never when I was on his stream, or maybe in the beginning, and you know, I toned it down.
Sure, yeah.
Look,
But
when I
I
was
know
on his,
you are a diffuser. You
I'm
are a diffuser.
The only reason I came on his channel is because he's, at this point, I mean, he's a good friend. I understand that he's not perfect. I understand that he hurt your feelings. I'm sorry.
But it's more than hurting someone's feelings. Imagine if I streamed on my channel, which I can do if I want. I have the capability to live stream. Imagine if I had a following with 40 or 50 viewers and I spent 30 hours just constantly berating you, Mr. Slave, and just talking and just like making up shit, the
I
worst shit
understand.
you can imagine. And
Look.
then I went on, or someone else who was your friend went on my stream and just like was like, "Oh, we're best friends." It just doesn't look right. It doesn't set right to me. And I find it weird that you want to be friends with this guy when he literally harassed me for 8 days straight. And you can be friends with him if you want, but I'm just telling you, it just doesn't set well with me. And I just think that you can do what you want, but at the end of the day, he was brutal to me. And
I
you don't.
understand. I didn't know the details, but I don't know if the best thing I can do in this situation is abandon him.
Sure.
Because look, he went through what I consider to be like an attack. So, and then I took fire, and I was attacked. So
Yeah, but is it your fault? I'm just going to ask you: is it your fault that Hormaxer went on Omegle and talked about how he wants to ram his anaconda to 14-year-old kids? Is that your fault that he chose to do that?
You know what? I honestly, I don't think I ever found out what he actually said. because
Okay.
we were.
So he was talking to a
No,
14-year-old.
no. I just want to stress the point. I mean, I was on Ashley's stream trying to understand what the accusation against Ormaxer was when Alex came in and started with, "That's totally morally reprehensible, dude." So,
Okay.
so I'm
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out what the accusation against Hormaxer is. At this point, I gave up. I mean, if I'm
Sure,
being
sure. So
if
you
because
didn't watch that like 3-minute video that Ashley posted a
look,
month ago, like really
maybe
literally recording all of it?
maybe I don't remember. Maybe I did. No, but at this point, look, if I'm being attacked for the same crime that Hormaxer is, and I know there's no evidence against me, so I just have to assume there's no evidence against him. So the whole thing is a witch hunt.
No. I'm not saying that he's a pedophile. What I am saying is it's not a good look for a 46-year-old man to tell a 14, and this is on, I mean, this for such a serious topic, Mr. Slave, I find it to be amazing that you didn't at least watch
Okay,
what they're talking about.
No, I don't think it's a serious topic. I think it's a serious accusation. The actual
Okay,
topic,
but you didn't even take the time to listen to what
No,
Hormaxer was
no, but
saying that these
here-
people are accusing?
Okay, one second. The actual crime, I'm not sure is that serious because 14-year-old girls, the first thing they do when you go on Omegle, as far as I know, not that I have any experience, is they want to see your pee-pee. It's like, and you know, they're packed. I'm just assuming they're full of hormones. I'm sure they talk about sex all the time. I'm sure they have sex education and they talk
Mhm.
about sex in kindergarten. So I don't see the, you know, and again, I asked Alex, what is it illegal to have a sexual conversation with underage? And by the way, pedophilia has to do with prepubescent. No one is talking about prepubescence. It's not even pedophilia. It's nothing. There's not even an accusation. There's not even a beginning of an accusation. Unless you want to tell me that it's illegal to sexualize, and this is Alex, of course. Alex is like the most modest, like the most modest person in the world. He doesn't talk about sex. Alex didn't let me talk to underage women. He took this stream off because I talked to underage women. Just talked. Just had a conversation. It's got nothing to do with sex. So this is a problem. This is the problem. The fact that we cannot have a conversation, the fact that we cannot talk to children, this is ridiculous. This has to stop.
It's not that you can't talk to children, it's the context in which you talk to children.
Okay? So we need to talk about it, and it's not children. 14-year-old. That's not.
So I really do think that you need to. I mean, I know you think that this is like a lost topic now, and it's maybe it is too late, but I just feel like you should watch that Like, I know your time is valuable. Just watch that 3-minute video of Ashley's post about Hormaxer.
Okay, tell me what he said. Give me.
Okay, the 14-year-old girl asks, "How old are you?" And Hormaxer proceeds to say, "I'm old enough to plow your ass." And then he talks about his 8-inch anaconda. Now,
what did she say?
She basically gets creeped out, and then I guess she skips the video. I don't know the full context, but it's just not a good look. And that's
forget about the look. Okay,
heat.
hold on. Let's forget about the look. Every time I hear these words, I mean, that is such hypocrisy. I mean, you want to argue that it's bad for the child, make the argument. You want to argue it's not a good look, I'm not going to hear that. I don't care about look. Tell me how it hurt the girl. Did it hurt the girl? If yes, okay, we need to discuss it. We need to, fine, we can discuss it. I'm all about, protecting the children. Fantastic. I love children. I would never harm children. I would never let them get harm, of course. But the question is this harmful? I mean, do the girls not talk to each other like this? Do girls and boys at this age not do this to each other? I mean, what is it so impactful that her life is going to be harmed by this? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, but we can have that conversation.
I understand. I understand what you're saying.
Also, I would say, okay, is it illegal? What is the law? You know, we can have many conversations, very deep, very productive, very useful conversations. I will not have a conversation that includes the words looks. I don't care. I don't care how it looks. I don't care. I don't want to hear those words ever again in my life. That's like Alex. Dude, bad optics, dude. Bad optics. I don't care. I don't care how I look. You know, I told you the story once. I was in the winter, in the dead of the winter, watching a game with friends in the car. It was freezing. It must have been 0 Fahrenheit outside. Freezing. There was a girl from the team wearing shorts and a t-shirt outside. It was 0 degrees Fahrenheit. In the car, running with the heat and multi layers. I was freezing. The girl, I'm sure she was dying of the cold weather, and it was windy. So I asked her, "Hey, do you want to like?" It was me, my friend, and his little boy. I mean, and it's in the open. We're watching the game. You know, it's a middle school game. We're watching everybody. But we're not going to kidnap her and do anything. Who's going to kidnap in the 21st century? Who's going to do that? It doesn't make any sense. So okay, I asked her, "Do you want to step into the car because it's freezing outside?" And she says, "No, thank you." All right, fine. My friend looks at me and says, "Dude, you're out of your mind. What you're gonna get us in trouble." And I thought to myself, you know, all right, let me think about it. And then later we had another friend. We had a discussion. He's like a big shot businessman, and he said, "Dude, you're out of your mind. You're gonna end up in jail. You're gonna destroy your life." And then I thought about it and I said to him, "You know what? I don't care if you jail me and I get raped, murdered in jail. That child will not freeze. If that's your calculus, then you can go hang yourself. I don't care." And because of people like you, at the end, who's going to pick up that girl? A real molester is going to pick up that girl. Or who knows what. What is going on? Because of bad optics, you're actually going to let children suffer? That is outrageous. Unbelievable. Just complete and I have no, I'm speechless. I'm just speechless. Literally, what has this world come to? I mean, we're supposed to, this is all for protecting the children. In order to protect the children, you're going to let a little girl freeze? Why?
I understand what
Anyway.
you're saying, but I want you to understand that there's a difference between an act of kindness. You literally was just trying to demonstrate an act of kindness by saying, "Hey, would you like, to get in the car so you can be warm?" There's a difference between that and literally telling a girl, "I'm old enough to plow you with my 8-inch Anaconda." Can you imagine if you'd rolled down the window and said, "Hey, little girl, you want to get in my car so I can plow you with my 8-inch Anaconda?" Do you know what?
I don't talk this way to any girl in the world.
That's the point I'm trying to make. It's you don't talk this way to girls.
No. I personally, I enjoy being submissive, so I get turned off by talking this way.
Oh my god.
So it doesn't mean like for me it's completely asexual to have this type of speech.
Okay.
Anyway, look. Anyway, we can, what I meant to say, we can have many discussions about the children, about the law. We can even have discussions about the optics, which I totally hate. It's infuriating because when you say it's the optics, it means I don't care if the child dies. That's what you're saying. You're saying I don't care if the child dies as long as I don't get bad optics. So the child can literally die. As long as your optics are good, you don't care. So it's not about the children. You're a hypocrite. Stop saying it's about the children. Stop it. Stop lying. At least stop lying. It's not about the children. It's just about you. It's never been about the children. It's a complete lie. This entire pedophilia witch hunt has nothing to do with protecting the children. Actually, it comes to hurt the children. Many times, it's the children themselves using it to attack. Many times on Discord, there's little children underage that attack me and start asking me questions, trying to get me accused of pedophilia. The whole thing is so messed up that I'm really tired of it. You know, it's just a game. Everybody's playing a game, and nobody really cares if anybody's getting hurt. Men are getting hurt, women are getting hurt, children are getting hurt. It's just people abusing. It's just another case of people being abusive, people and children being assholes towards each other. And this is called morality. This is morality. This is not morality. This is just abuse. Anyway,
So I gotta say, the example that you give about the car is a very unique example of kindness, and it is not demonstrative of what we are talking about in this community in regard to sexual acts
fine.
or advances on
fine.
children.
Let's discuss the children. Do you think I wasn't there? Do you have any indication that the child was traumatized by this? That this is significant? That
No, not traumatized, creeped out, but
Okay, but-
that doesn't rise to the level of criminality. But I know that you hate the optics of it. But I told Hormaxer this about 2 or 3 weeks before the blowout. I told him that it's not a good look. Like, I told him this privately, and I also mentioned it briefly on stream. And I know you hate that word. I know you
No,
hate it.
it's not only that I
but-
hate it. I think we should fight against it because
Well,
it's used at the end of the day.
but you don't understand. You don't understand, Mr. Slave.
No, it's actually. Let me just say that it's actually used to hurt men and children. That's the problem.
People
end of the
have
day-
been harassing. I mean, before I even met him, before I even met Hormaxer, people were going on his streams. He still has trolls right now. There were trolls even before I met him, and he has been harassed nonstop as a result of his conversations with people on Omegle. And you talk about like not wanting drama and stuff like that. The easiest way to do that is to not talk that way to kids.
Okay, look.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. So do you think that it's fine for an adult male to go on Omegle and talk about plowing an underage or a 14-year-old girl? We don't want to say underage because of legalities and all that stuff.
The question is it legal or not? That's as far as
I didn't ask you that. I said, do you think it's acceptable behavior?
I don't know what that means. I don't know. I honestly
By
don't know what
your
that means.
ethics, by your
I don't have-
ethical.
I'm-
So you don't have any ethics.
No, I follow the law.
Oh my
I'm a
God!
law-abiding
You're so full of shit, Mr. Slave. That's why I
Why?
love you.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
You have ethics for things. You just don't want to talk about this subject or broach it because it will degrade your argument.
What do you? Wait, okay, let's change places. What did you want me to say? Say the worst thing.
I wanted to corner you into admitting that it is not acceptable behavior, but you will not admit that because you know that it will diminish your point of view. And so you take this staunch view of oh, I don't have ethics. Every human has ethics. You can't pretend to be a robot, Mr. Slave.
Here. Let me show you. So, I'm sharing the tab. Oh no, I'm not. Let me share the tab. Okay, here's the tab. This is amoral egoism. This is how I define myself. After years of investigating my identity, I finally reached my conclusion. All creatures in the universe are amoral egoists. That is our description. But that is also a code of behavior that, if applied, leads to optimum happiness. Amoral is very similar to moral nihilism. I am simply unaware of morals. So, for example, is it okay to eat humans? The answer is undefined. As there are no morals in our universe, it has no meaning to assign the moral okay to anything. Hence, I have no stance on anything, including murder, theft, and so on. I didn't want to say pedophilia.
Mhm.
Egoist means that all creatures, including amoebas, maximize their own happiness. So does that mean that we all run around murdering each other? Answer: no. Reason: although it might increase. I guess I was in the middle of a sentence. Didn't finish it. Anyway, no, we don't murder each other. We don't rape each other. We take care of each other because we're egoists, because we're optimizing our well-being. But no, I don't have morality. I don't have ethics. I don't have an opinion. I follow the law to the best of my ability. And if you don't like that, then change the law.
Mm.
Tell me how to behave. The way you tell me how to behave is the law, not by you literally telling me how to behave. That's called abuse.
But
Tell
aren't
me how.
laws? Aren't laws simply constructs that we design as part of ethical boundaries?
Exactly. So tell me what the law is, and that's basically the practical ethics. But you telling me, hey, listen, don't eat. I don't know. Don't drink.
Don't eat pee-pee.
Yeah, don't exactly. Don't drink pee-pee. That's amoral. It's amoral to drink pee-pee. Okay, my answer is that's just you. That's just you saying that. I don't even know if you believe it. Maybe you go home and you drink pee-pee. So what? Why should I care what you say? Then you say, but all people believe that. Well, again, you just said that. Why should I believe? But okay, we ran a test and we saw that all people believe it. No, all people said they believe it, but really they go home and they drink pee-pee. Anyway, it's endless. You don't like it? Change the law. I'll always abide by the law. I promise. Or put me in jail, whatever.
Hmm. Okay, I mean, I think it's a cop out. I think it's a very for you to not be able to make a personal statement as a human being, because you are a human being. You have not admitted to being a lizard person. The guy bro has accused you of being a lizard person based on your saying that you're thousands or hundreds of years old. The guy bro has said that you are a lizard person, a shapeshifter. I have no evidence of this, but I do
But
believe
hold
you're
on.
a human being.
But wait a minute. I'm reading you from a page that I wrote. But you think I wrote it now? And here, my debate topics. The first debate topic: I prescribe to amoral egoism as descriptive of all life, which is really just rational, but also prescriptive, normative, optimal survival strategy. This means that all life is amoral, egoistic. This is due to natural selection, always selecting the fittest, where the fittest means that whenever any two individuals compete, the one that is more egoistic is fitter and has better survival probabilities. An amoral egoist automatically or mathematically must say that he is doing the most good. Right. Amoral egoists, they pretend to be good people. They say, "Oh, I'm completely moral. I'm ethical." That's because it's virtue signaling. It's good for them to pretend to be moral. Morality is fake. Morality is the way that humans pretend to be good, but really they're just egoists.
So, were you pretending to be good when you offered to let that girl get into your car to stay warm?
Um no, because then I was showing that was not virtue signaling. I actually took a big chance. I knew that I'm taking a big chance. I knew that
Mhm.
I would get
Well, I'm not talking about the optics. I'm talking about ethically speaking. You saw that she was code, and you wanted to be nice and try to provide warmth.
yes. You could
So, in
say
the same way that you used your ethical boundaries there was no law that said that you had to let her into your car. So, why can't you make a declaration of my original question, which is it acceptable behavior to go on Omegle and talk about plowing a 14-year-old girl
is
with
it
your
acceptable?
8-inch Anaconda?
You mean statistically? How often does it happen? I would not.
No. Is it acceptable behavior? Is that something that you would condone another adult man to do on Omegle? Would you say this is something that would be ethically okay and not illegal?
I would always refer to the law. Is it legal? Yes or no. If it's legal, then it's ethical. I don't distinguish.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okie dokies. I'll come back to your stream and we can debate other things like how veganism is superior to all forms of dieting, which we both agree on.
Here, this is my contentions. Veganism is suboptimal. This means that if we compare two identical universes, one that is vegan and another that is non-vegan, and we do the accounting in a happiness balance sheet, pleasure versus pain, then we can demonstrate mathematically that the non-vegan universe is happier. We could do that. I've done it. You can watch the video, but we can do it again.
I thought that you were in support of veganism and being
No.
superior.
No. How could you ever think that?
Oh.
No, I'm the opposite. I'm anti-vegan.
Oh. Well, I'm vegan. So
I
this
know
will be
you're
fun.
vegan. We've had this conversation before.
But we've never actually debated it. The one
No.
time that we were going to discuss it, the stream turned into a total shit show.
Well, that means it was a good stream. Like when you really have a good debate, you never actually get to the debate. You're always like
No, but it wasn't even about the debate. It was. Do you remember what happened? I randomly came on your stream, and then Ashley joined, and we started arguing, and then Alex joined, and then I let him talk, and then Hormaxer blew up on me. That's like, do you realize how much drama was started during that fucking stream?
Oh, yeah.
And it's all because, and that was the first time ever in the history of the Manosphere that I had ever gone on anyone else's stream other than Hormaxer.
Wow.
So you were my first person other than Hormaxer, and it completely fucking blew up.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. It was just Ashley was coming for blood. She had receipts and recordings and fucking screenshots. And Alex was talking about Hormaxer, and all of Hormaxer's viewers were lying and like trying to like blow everything up and get Hormaxer mad because that's what they do. And you were just there, chilling, like just running your stream.
I just barely remember. I just barely remember what you're talking
know.
about. I barely have any idea what happened.
Yeah. But anyway, so those have been my blocks. Is I didn't know where I fit at the table with you, and also I found it to be a little uncomfortable that you would be so friendly with someone who literally criminally, in many ways, harassed.
I don't know. I understand. I think there's hope. It's not like Alex that I don't know. I'm maybe there's hope. I mean,
you feel sympathy. I feel like you have feel like the man's been attacked so much.
Exactly. So I'm also trying to recover, and I want to be with him right now because we took fire together. So
yeah, but you took fire. So Alex made a video calling, and he said, "Is Mr. Slave pro pedophile?"
Yeah.
That is so completely different from the optics, as we discuss, of what people have been insinuating online regarding Hormaxer. They were saying, "Are you supporting the P word?" People online, not me, but other people, have been insinuating that Hormaxer might be whatever, and I wouldn't group yourself in the same category. You're not even in the same league. You've never made any statements that could be considered, to my knowledge, inappropriate toward minors. So you're in a completely different league than Hormaxer. I wouldn't align myself to him simply because you feel like you're in the same boat. That's not even close. It's not even close. Now, if you still, I'm not telling you that, hey, I'm not saying if you, stop being friends with him or else I'll stop going. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is I just found it to be a little uncomfortable. And I was like, and I think it just comes from sometimes you have to experience it for hours and hours and hours to really know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't experience it. I just don't know. I mean, I took fire myself, so how devastating it is. It's unacceptable.
Yeah. All right.
So
Yeah. Well, I think so. You've been streaming now for 2 hours and 3 minutes. It's probably time for you to go to bed. Bye bye.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Well,
gonna go through. I have to go through the comments. I usually read some of the. I read all the comments. There's
oh, okay.
so you can stand. Let's read them together, and then we'll say bye bye. So we were. I guess the knight and the bishop said no. Bishop just explained in the chat 2 minutes ago. I don't know what that's about. The knight, sub slan. All right, knight and bishop. You've always been fair. All right. Didn't Karen betray Hormaxer on the street though?
No.
I don't know.
The answer to
Whatever.
that is no.
There you go. Hyperbole. I don't know what they're referring to. Ben Noich. He says, "How does this solve the?" Hey Ben, you. I think you're a smart guy. Why don't you join my stream one day? I stream. I don't know if he's here. If he's listening. If you're here, so I'm here every morning, 11 a.m. Every night, 11 p.m. We can debate it. We can discuss it. I'm open-minded. The knight says Slan, whatever. Slan says, I don't blame you, knight. All right. Ben Nayich says, didn't you defend everything Hormaxer did until the fallout, Karen? Okay.
I
Do you wanna-
didn't defend specifically. I said that he did nothing illegal, which I still stand by. I don't feel that he's a pedophile. I do not feel and I do not feel that he has done anything that could land him on that area in that regard in any sort of criminal. I just think it's not good for him to do that, in my opinion. So it doesn't. And I mean, I feel like he would go back if he could go back. I feel like he would not do that if he could go back in time, simply because of how much people hate him for it.
Okay.
You don't want to bring drama to your fucking channel when you're trying to grow it. Do you know how many channels he's had? Like 8 or 9 different channels.
Wow, that's
Can you
terrible.
imagine, Mr. Slave, having your channel constantly banned and having to create a new channel?
That is terrible.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully I'm vanilla enough that no one will.
You are.
Yeah, I'm like I'm so mainstream. Like I believe. I mean, I don't know how mainstream I am. I mean, I am a global warming denier. I am a COVID denier. So maybe I am treading water there. Treading water? No. Playing with fire, I guess. The knight says something to Slan. I don't know. And then the knight says to Slan, and Slan says knight and bishop, I guess. There's a internal monologue going on. Slan disciple, Slan says, slave is out there, and even when he leaves, people continue to harass him. That's incredible. I'm curious. I'm just curious. I really don't want to hear it. I don't want to actually hear, whatever criticism people have of me. I'm tired of it. In the beginning, it was interesting to be the center of attention, but very quickly it became so, I guess, just so boring and dangerous.
Yeah.
That it's a combination of boring and dangerous. Like 2 reasons I have to really just stay away from it. I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to risk my life for something boring. Like, if it were interesting, yeah, I could see why I could maybe risk my life or whatever. But it's a boring topic. You just endless accusations. I mean, obviously, whoever is doing this is weak-minded, has mental issues, is warped, is demented, has problems, real problems.
Whoever's doing what?
Talking about me. I mean, he says
Oh.
leaves people continue to harass him. I mean, I'm assuming he's referring to the fact that people keep talking behind my back on other channels. I think that's what he's talking about. I haven't even checked if there are any videos about me. I don't care. I'm tired of it. And that's it. Like, it's fascinating. I never expected. I mean, I'm assuming this is what actual celebrities go through. That it's not fun to be the center of attention, but then you get accused. Oh, you're the center of attention. You should be so happy. No, I want to be the center of attention. Positively, not negative. It doesn't make any sense. Why would I? No, there's no bad. What do they call it? There's no bad publicity. What are you talking about? If you have publicity that you're like a mass murderer and they're going to execute you, there's no bad publicity. Of course there's bad publicity. Who came up with these ideas? There's no bad publicity. Oh my god. Okay, Knight and Bishop. Yeah, I agree, Slan. I made this clear in the video. I don't want my subs to go harass other content creators or their subs because I happen to not certain content creators.
Not like certain content creators.
Oh, okay.
He just forgot to put the word like.
Oh, okay. Wow, you're smart. Okay, Ben Nayach says just let the Hormaxer drama go, Karen. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the best thing. Just let things go and fine.
Yeah, but I'm not going to cower. I'm just not going to cower. Yeah, I'm just not going to. I'm going to say what I feel like saying, but I'm not going to overdo it. If that makes sense.
Sure.
Like I'm not going to censor myself.
Right. I mean, I've made videos till I was blue in the face about my prognosis of my interaction with Alex. I mean, that's fine, but I'm not going to talk to Alex. I mean, Alex can watch it and react to it. I'm not going to watch his reaction. I've had enough of Alex for my lifetime. And
so if he comes on your StreamYard, you're not going to let him on?
He's blocked. He's blocked in every which way. Well, I don't think he needs to show up in order for me to block him on StreamYard. I blocked him on every. I blocked everyone on Instagram for now, and if they ever come, I'll block them in every way, shape, and form. I don't want these people in my life. I have nothing against them. I want zero interaction with them. Why would I want any interaction with these people?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, these are people that I asked again and again to stop harassing me. And
do you feel that they have ill will towards you? Like really ill will?
Yeah, I think it's from Alex. I think Alex, from day one, from before day one, before he met me, he called me a little bitch. He never took it back. He's always called me names, delusional, and like just every time it's something, he's always negative, always negative.
Well, people like to listen to you on the Playing with Fire stream because you were kind of a meme, being Mr. Slave, and you have this little, what I think is like a Swedish accent, and you're very well spoken and calm, and you were just like not a breath of fresh air, but like a completely different character compared to everyone else on Playing with Fire. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And so you gain some popularity simply because of how different you are. And in many ways, it could be argued that perhaps Alex was starting to resent that because you would sometimes take over the streams. People would be like, let Mr. Slave talk, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. So, that is a possibility.
Mm-hmm. That's, but that's part of it. But also he hated me from before he met me because I'm such an abomination. But don't feel sad for him. I hated him from before I met him also because I find dominant men to be disgusting. I find it.
See, that's where we differ completely. Like dominant men turn me on like so fucking bad. Like fuck.
Right. So dominant men for me are asexual. It's like
you and I are like polar opposites. It's really interesting.
No, but the point is, I think he finds me to be so repugnant because I'm submissive. And then he met me and he sees that no, I'm actually very dominant, but I'm submissive.
Wait, he met you?
Met me online, I mean.
Okay, gotcha.
So he met me online and he saw, wait a minute, this guy is really very dominant when it comes to basically everything, but he's super submissive when it comes to being sexual with women. And so Alex, it confused him. It warped his mind. His brain flew off its hinges. He couldn't intake it. He couldn't take it in. He couldn't process it, and it drove him insane.
Can you highlight the last two comments by Cree Barnett's Humpty Dumpty?
I was
Thank
going to
you.
go through the actual list one by one, but fine. So you finally admit you said a lot of what you said for attention slave. Like what? Like I
It
don't
sounds to
know.
me like he's in contention with you. He's trying to get you to admit that.
No, me and Cree are good friends. I mean, he's never attacked me. I don't know what he's referring to, honestly. Finally
Well,
admit you said.
good friends. Maybe not after you read the next comment.
All right, let's see. Slave was a fun addition to the Playing with Fire universe. However, he overdid it with how much of a contrarian he was being. He was constantly hogging the spotlight.
Oof.
I'm not a contrarian. I mean, here's my website. Here are my beliefs, my debate topics. These are my beliefs. So I'm an amoral egoist. Apparently, that's terrible. Alex has a lot of problems with that. The purpose of a debate is to convince your debate partner, not anyone else. That apparently people disagree with. Reductio, anyway. Veganism is suboptimal. Cockfights are preferable to killing newborn male chicks. Let roosters fight. Let people have cockfights. This would give people reason to raise roosters instead of kill them at birth. Because right now they just chop them up at birth.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like men like sword fighting with their penises. That is something I would condone. I would definitely be behind that. I would like to film it.
Debunking the need for quantum gravity. I mean, you would not find a single physicist that thinks that we can, I mean, including Einstein. Einstein died doing research on quantum gravity. Well, I can debunk it. And if you read it, you'll see that it's a good debunking of quantum gravity and the black hole singularity. So
Cree, you're not being neutral. Cree says, I like Slave a lot. I'm just being neutral here. You can't claim to be neutral while saying he was constantly hogging the spotlight. That's not a neutral statement.
No. Hey, I'll come back to Cree. He's not saying anything that I could really disagree with, except for that I'm being contrarian. That that's something that Alex kept saying. I mean, these are my beliefs. Black holes are entry points to another universe. I mean, I can debate. What?
Huh?
What did you say?
Entry points to SCDs, black holes.
No. Anyway, my point is, look, I'm not a contrarian. I can debate it. I can, debate me. Well, I mean, this is literally ad hominem. I mean, you keep saying that what I'm saying, despite not believing it. There's no way I can convince you either way because it's ad hominem. How can I? Anyway, I don't care. I don't care what you think of me. I'm bored of discussing me. It's literally ad hominem. I will not discuss ad hominem. I think that's how to lose a debate with me.
But is that a deflection though?
No, debate techniques, debate topics, debate conditions. No ad hominems. I will warn you once, twice, and will ban you on your third violation. No ad hominem. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. If you keep telling me things about me, I will ban you. I'm not going to talk to you ever again. I'm just tired of it. My time is valuable. Don't waste my time. So I don't care what you think about me. That's not what we're going to talk about. If that's what you want to talk about, then go to Alex Playing with Fire. Talk about me as much as you want. I don't care. I'm not going to talk about me. I'm going to talk about my debate topics. And none of them is about me. I don't claim to not be a contrarian. I don't care what you think I am or not. It's not going to be up for discussion. It's too boring. It's deathly boring. Anyway, these are my beliefs. You can debate me, and hopefully you can even understand some of these. I mean, do you have any idea about? Okay, so I claim no financial crisis has ever happened. 2007, 2008 financial crisis never happened. 1930 Great Depression never happened. Here's the explanation. By all metrics, COVID is indistinguishable from I mean, thank God we had COVID, because I could prove it before COVID, but now that we have COVID, it's even an easier proof. So by all metrics, COVID is indistinguishable from 2007 financial crash, which in turn is indistinguishable from 1930 depression. This indicates that as the COVID downturn was completely manufactured by governments having had shut down the world economies, so did these other downturns were manufactured by government having shut down the economies. These events were never organic, and we could debate it. Financial bubbles are a myth. There's no financial bubbles because they are a violation of the rationality assumption. I mean, if you can understand it and you can debate me on it, that'd be fantastic. I'd love to debate it. The woke mind virus. I'm not trying to offend anyone. People become offended. I mean, we can discuss that. Global warming is nothing but a symptom of the woke mind virus. I mean, we could debate it. You don't like it. Schooling, including homeschooling, is child abuse. I believe it. The education system is a scam. Yeah. Science trademark is a scam. Absolutely. Smoking might have many health benefits, therefore should be recommended. Definitely. Humans are biological robots. They are molecular machines. We need an S here. The Spanish flu never happened. This is something I discovered 2 nights ago. It was aspirin overdose that caused the high rate of mortality. Did you know this? Are you there?
Cree?
Are you alive?
No, I'm dead.
I'm
These
dead inside.
topics have nothing to do with what Cree was saying. You are transitioning into your debate topics.
Exactly. I will not discuss me. If somebody wants to discuss me, he will be banned. I'm gonna start
Okay.
banning people.
Do you
I
know
don't-
who Robert Anton Wilson is?
No.
Or was? He passed away. I recommend that you listen to some of his content. It's on probably not YouTube, maybe a little bit on YouTube, but not much.
Okay, so Cree, wait 1 second. No, this is important. So Cree, you like me a lot. You're just being neutral, right? But what you're doing is, I mean, okay, I'm not gonna ban you, but I mean, the whole thing with being a contrarian, it's called ad hominem, and you're not supposed to do this in polite discord, in polite society. You're not supposed, right? If you would be speaking to a person that you really appreciate, like your boss at work, or his boss, or the president of the company, or Elon Musk, someone whose life, who your life depends on, you're making a living depends on, someone that at a snap of a finger could fire you and you would lose your source of income and you'd be out on the street on your tushy. Would you tell him that he's a contrarian? I doubt it. So this is called you're not being polite. So I'm not saying all I'm saying is just whenever you talk to anyone, just be polite. Think, wait, is what I'm going to say, could that get someone upset? Why would you want to get someone upset? What's the point? Like, we're not here. You want to get someone upset, go to Alex Playing with Fire. I guess that's what they do there. I'm not here for that. I'm here to relax, have a good time. This is like meditation. We're here to like do practical meditation, philosophy, deep dive into any topic. I absolutely will not entertain hurting people's feelings. Absolutely out of the question. In that regard, I am super woke. You want to see woke? You'll see woke. No one's feelings are going to be hurt on this channel. Absolutely never, ever, ever. Never going to happen. So Alex kept Alex kept calling me contrarian and attention seeker. I mean, these are just attacks. These are just attacks against me, and I will not entertain it on this channel. Absolutely not. Yeah, Karen. You wanted to say that I should watch somebody. Okay, the next show you're here, you can share your screen. We can watch it. I'll tell you if I find.
Well, I mean, the reason why I recommend him is because he was extremely unique. He was a fucking genius. He wrote several books, specifically about physics, about the nature of the universe. And one of the most powerful things that he ever did was he was actually at like a little coffee shop, if you will. And one of the people there just raised their hand and they said, "Can you narrow down?" I think it was. He said, "Can you narrow down string theory or like particle physics in one sentence?" And like Robert just started laughing, and his wife, who was with him, just sort of looked at him like, "Oh God." And so he sits here and he says, "Well, first of all, any examinations of the universe." Keep in mind, I'm not. This is paraphrased. This is not a direct quote, but he basically stated, any measurements or findings of the universe must also include the instruments used to observe and determine the information on what you're doing. Or God, I kind of butchered it, but basically what he was saying is when you make a value judgment on law, on ethics, on debates or whatever, you must also include the person who is making that and what their ideals are behind it. And so in many ways, I just want to say, you are wanting to debate, but you're wanting to cancel out anything that can be used against you in a way that is like, I will ban you if you say something against me. If someone wants to say something against me, I will defend myself.
No, absolutely. I'm not going to waste my time.
Sure, I'm just pointing it out. Like, here's a good example. If you look through a telescope and you look at the moon, that is an observation. The instrument that you're using to look at the moon, you must examine the fact that you're using a telescope to look at the moon. So what you're suggesting right now is if someone points out the telescope, you're going to ban them.
No. If someone hurts people's feelings, then I will ban them.
Okay, gotcha.
Like if you call people names, if you even reference people, just by referencing them in a negative light, that's a terrible offense. I'm very woke on that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that could be very good thing for your platform to focus mostly on the topic.
Exactly, and this is I was like here. The Spanish flu never happened. COVID pandemic never happened. No one in the history of the world ever died of COVID. I mean, I can defend it. You wanna debate it? We can debate it. I really believe it. Government is mathematically inept and should reduce its role to a bare minimum. Yeah.
Do you post your website on your channel?
I think it's at the end. It's in the show notes.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
my website. Yeah, it's my.
Because I'll look it
website.
over. Does it have HTTPS? Is it a secure connection, or are you trying to record IP addresses because you're a federal agent?
Wait a minute. You can be secured. Secure just means that all the communications are encrypted.
Yeah.
I can know your IP if I am the website, unless you have a VPN or some other like Tor or something.
Gotcha. Just want to make sure you're not a glowy.
There's no way I can disprove that question. It's like the contrarian
It's a joke.
thing.
I'm joking with you. Everyone accuses everyone of being a glowy in this manosphere. It's so funny.
Especially yeah.
Like the word glowy. I didn't even know what that meant. I thought it was like someone who's like just dancing around with glow sticks. Like,
No.
oh, this person's a glowy. Like, oh, wow, they like to dance with glow in the dark.
No, if you want to learn all the latest terminology, terminology. Just watch the Turd Flinging Monkey show. He's like he
Oh,
goes through all the terminology. I think he's the one who came up with like he calls them glow. In the beginning, it was glow in the dark, then glowies. Yeah,
yeah, I love that term, but yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, are you? You need to go to bed. We need to stop talking.
We need to, but I have to go through the comments. I need to read the comments. Okay, let's see. All right, so I don't know. Wait, did somebody remove? No, nobody removed. All right, so let me see. I'm not even really into Manosphere content that much. It's about free speech. I don't know what he's referring to when he says that.
Yeah, you're reading these comments so late that it's hard to get the context of what
I
they're
know.
talking about.
I know. Uncomfortable. Uncomfortable usually comes on the show. He's pretty intellectual. I actually really enjoy talking to him. So he says it's not Hormaxer, it's Hormaxer V.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hormaxer V is the greatest force in the universe. WMV? Why? It is the primal force of the universe, the woke the woke mind virus. WMV is woke mind virus. All right. Cree Barnett, Humpty Dumpty, so you finally admit you said a lot of what you said for attention slave.
you've already covered those.
No, but the point is, I was on Alex's channel to, help Alex, help myself, chillax, make the audience laugh. Everybody was supposed to enjoy it. What I wasn't noticing enough was that Alex was really really hating it. He hated it, but he wouldn't admit it, probably not even to himself. Now, I don't know, like apparently a lot of people think that like what you did was for attention. Okay, I mean, fine. I did it for attention. Did what for attention? What? So a comedian goes on stage for attention? A person tells a joke to his friends for attention? Where does it end? So everything is for attention. I don't understand. What's not for? What do we do that's not for attention?
Of course, it's for attention. You're on YouTube.
That besides the point. I was thinking like, you leave the house, you wear clothes for attention. Right? You could go naked. Why are you not going naked?
For attention.
For attention. Otherwise, you would go naked. It's obviously for attention that you're wearing clothes.
I would argue that if you went naked, you would get more attention.
No,
it might not be the right attention. We can debate this.
Yeah. Anyway, and then he says the contrarian. Again, this is something that Alex came up with, that I'm a contrarian. I mean, a lot of people say this about me, that I'm a contrarian. I think this is also, I brought this up in my website. How to lose a debate. Calling me a troll is just another way of conceding a debate with me. If you're gonna call me names, I'm just gonna say, okay, thank you, I win, goodbye. I don't know what else to do with it. So, okay.
Well, there is a way that you can see. That's where we differ a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
My way of defending is not to dismiss or say thank you, goodbye, or ban the person. I immediately call out like fallacies, smoke screens, deflections. Like whenever they do that, I will specifically say, you are using a method right now which is not productive to what we're talking about. I will say like you're using a fallacy, or you're smoke screening, or you're lying. Like I will call them out. I won't just dismiss them and go away. Or you tend to, whenever you feel like, I've noticed this like on Ashley's stream, when you feel like the conversation is not productive, you just leave. But I won't do that. I would say like, okay, I would just have a different approach. My approach is different, and I attempt to identify the behavior in an effort to correct it, or at least not really correct, but
look, the problem with using the word contrarian, that is literally ad hominem. You're referencing the person trying to debate you. It's a logical fallacy. We don't do that, especially not on this channel. Like I'm an old man. I don't
Can
have
you
much
remind me
time.
what does contrarian mean exactly? Because I'm
I guess it means that you just
like a hypocrite.
No, you're just trying to be different. You're just trying to be a devil's advocate. You don't really believe what you say. Like I keep claiming that I don't believe 1 + 1 = 2. So Alex keeps saying you're just being contrarian. Of course, you believe 1 + 1 = 2, but you're just to be contrarian, to be devil's advocate. You're lying and you're saying you don't believe 1 + 1 = 2.
Mm.
All right, so fine, whatever. That's ad hominem. I don't do a psychoanalysis of your debate partner. Just respond to the claims. Can you disprove the claims? If yes, go ahead. If no, you concede. Done. That's it. Shouldn't be more. But with Alex, it's always ad hominem. Like he doesn't have an argument, so he starts attacking you. It's like, okay, now we're going to discuss my psychology because we have so much time left. I don't have much time left to live on this earth. I'm not going to waste my time discussing me. That's too boring. Just too boring. I'm not going to
Sure,
do it.
but you can win that argument by identifying what he's doing. You can say, Alex, what you're doing right now is a very underhanded thing. You're attacking me personally instead of actually addressing the issue, and that's very lowbrow of you to do. And it doesn't support your argument and actually makes you lose this argument. So if you continue down this path, we cannot continue this conversation because I've already won. And that puts
Right.
him in a corner.
Right.
That's what I'm
So
saying. Instead of like leaving and running away, you need to identify their behavior quickly without wasting your time
I've
and
done it.
win.
You can watch all of my interactions with Alex. I always did that.
So did you?
Of
Got you.
course, it completely, it's like winning a chess game with a pigeon.
Because you realize that most people don't know how to actually debate, and in many ways, identifying their behavior helps them understand how they're fucking up.
Yeah, but Alex doesn't want to debate.
Well,
Alex
he's not that
hates me.
smart.
No,
I
Alex is
mean,
smart. No, he's smart. That's not the problem. Alex is smart. He finds me repugnant, and
I'm not saying he's dumb, by the way. I don't want people to go back and try to start drama. I'm just
that's
saying
not it. He's smart, and he knows that he cannot win a debate, so he goes after me. He goes for the ad hominem attacks because he knows he lost the debate. He knows he has nothing. Like 1 + 1 = 2 is not a true statement. I've discussed it with him by now many, many times. Each time I explain it to him different ways, multiple ways. So at this point, you want to keep pretending that I haven't cleared this with you completely and utterly multiple times, multiple ways, then I'm leaving. You're just being dishonest.
Got you. So you've tried. You've really put in the effort.
Of course, many times, and like I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's videos.
Well, you're always going to be on the losing side in this example, to the majority, because simply he has the bigger channel and his reach, his ability to implement sway people, and their version of truth is stronger than yours.
Exactly. So that's why I'm not there anymore. And that's why I'm PTSDing over this, because it was so traumatic for me to realize that he's just so, and he always used to call me bad faith. Like,
one of the first rules of war that they taught us in the military was to never fight an enemy in their own territory.
I see. Yeah.
And you were doing that. You were doing that with Alex.
But even when I was on Ashley's stream, so you could say
you were in her territory where she controlled she controlled you. She silenced you several times. She muted you.
And then kicked me out. And it's always when Alex was there. No,
I don't remember her kicking you out. I just remember that she would sometimes mute really quick just to finish her statement.
No, she muted me and kicked me out. She kicked me out the last time.
No, didn't she say no? You said you were going to leave, and then she said, "Okay, bye." She didn't kick you out.
Yeah, she kicked me out the last time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she
I
kicked
didn't
me
know that.
out. Oh, for sure. She kicked me out. And I wasn't even speaking because Q2 was there. He was doing a fairly decent job defending me.
I really
And
like Q2. He's really
yeah,
awesome.
and Alex went and Q2 started taking fire from Alex. Alex started saying, I'm beginning to not like you so much. And started, Alex started questioning and attacking Q2, but Q2 stood his ground, was defending me, and I
Mhm.
didn't need to say much. But as I tried to say a little bit, Ashley kicked me out, and
Mm.
I was vehemently attacked by Alex and Ashley and Sarah and Juan Carlos at the
Wait,
same
Juan,
time.
but Juan has been on your streams.
Yeah. Yeah, he's also a betrayer. He betrayed me for sure. He was on the stream with us when we were discussing the original pedophilia accusation. We were
Yeah.
going through the original video. He completely agreed with everything as far as I remember. He didn't have anything bad to say. But the next time I saw him on Who's Ever Stream, he turned his back against me and he was like accusing me just like everybody else of pedophilia.
Do you
Like,
think Juan is one of those shifters who shifts his point of view based on where he's at?
I don't want to judge anyone. I'm just
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got you. That's what that reminded me of. Is
Yeah,
like,
it's okay. It's okay. These people are never. I will never speak to them again. These people betrayed me. It's one thing to betray someone over nonsense that you can forgive, maybe give them another shot. It's another thing when it's about something that could easily destroy a person's life.
Mm,
And
yeah.
these people just don't care. It's like
Yeah.
it's like my life has zero meaning in their view. So I cannot have these people in my life. These are really terrible people for my existence.
Right. I agree. All right. Next comment.
So Cree says slave. Oh, this is a contrarian. Oh, this is the last one. So Cree says I like slave a lot. I'm just being neutral here. Yeah, but like people don't understand, like when they say contrarian, they just heard Alex say this so many times that they think it's reality. It's like you hear so many times that 1 + 1 = 2, you just think, oh, that's just reality. Like you don't question it. Only when you like study really philosophy of math do you start really questioning, wait, is 1 + 1 = 2? Really? Is it? Well, let's think about it. Are we sure? So
Well, George Orwell would argue with his book 1984. How do we know 2 + 2 = 4? If everything that happens in the mind, and the
Look,
mind itself is alterable, what then? That's his quote.
right. No, that's different. They claim 2 + 2 is 5. The
And
question
Jordan,
is,
I'm sure you read 1984.
yes, but that's not the. I wouldn't say 2 + 2 = 5 is true or false. Neither 1 + 1 = 2 is true or false. There's nothing we can say about any mathematical claim before we define mathematics. So once we define mathematics, yeah, you can fine. I mean, that's like once we define the laws of soccer, we can play soccer. Once we define the rules of chess, we can play chess. Once we define the rules of logic, we can play logic. Once we define the rules of math, we can play math. But it's within these rules. Like chess is not reality. Chess is like in our imagination. It's based on rules that we made up and we decided to agree on.
Just like math.
That's exactly it. That's exactly like math. Math doesn't exist in reality. Math is just in our imagination, and it's based on it's a game. That's why you can get a score on a test, because it's a game. Just like any other game, you get a score. That should give you a hint. If you can get a score on a test, that should give you a hint. This is just a game. So it's just
here's a cliffhanger to leave the stream with.
Yeah.
Several scientists have said that when they like zoom in to the highest levels of magnitude into like different parts of the universe and atoms and the human body, all they see are ones and zeros.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I know. I don't know what that means either, but it scares the fuck out of me. Am I a Sims video game?
No.
If so,
No,
I'm a
no.
terrible fucking character. Somebody needs to upgrade me.
No. I mean, you could argue many things. This universe, you could argue, is very weird and looks like a bad script.
Uh-oh, you got another comment.
Yeah, I've got to respond.
Oh, God.
So, Alive Inside says, no, the problem was that Slave's arguments required too much critical thinking for a Playing with Fire audience that is just hyper-focused on getting laid. I don't think that was the problem. Like, I don't think that was the problem. I think that I was just being maligned endlessly. That's the problem. Like, I can make a claim and make it very crisp and clear that a child would agree with me. I mean, I speak to little children all the time, and when I speak to them, I teach them math, and when I teach them abstract math, I mean, they agree right away that numbers don't exist. I mean, there's nothing deep about it. I mean, the first thing I ask them after they, okay, so is 1 + 1 really 2? Yeah, sure. Here, look at this. They show me their fingers, and I say, yeah, but that's one finger. But what about 1? Have you ever met a 1 down? Have you ever walked down the street and met a 1? So how do you know 1 exists? And then they say, yeah, you're right. You know what? And that's it. And it's done. And now they know 1 + 1 = 2 is just undefined. It's that simple. I mean, I've done this with basically 4-year-old kids. So 4-year-old kids agree after a super short conversation that it's not absolute truth. It's we can agree on it. It appears to be true. We can live our lives according to it, but absolutely? No, it's not absolutely true. It doesn't make any sense when you think in absolute terms. And if a little child can understand it, basically a child that knows how to count. He doesn't know anything else. He knows how to count and add basic addition, barely no subtraction. They can already understand, hey, there's something fishy going on here, that it's deeper than we thought. 1 + 1 = 2 is not so clear that it's a true statement. So if I'm able to explain this to a child in one sentence, I think that's not the problem with PWF audience. The problem is that I was just being abused endlessly, and just attacked for being just talking. Like this, I cannot have this conversation. I cannot even have anything close to this conversation. And for me, that's a waste of time, because all I want to do is just have these conversations. So
Mm.
it's not the audience. I mean, it's the same audience. My audience is people from Playing with Fire.
I don't come from Playing with Fire.
You're not right, but you're barely my audience. You're just coming back now. And also, it's not true that they're hyper focused on getting laid. I'm hyper focused on getting laid. They're not hyper focused on getting laid. A lot of Alex's videos were not about getting laid. They're about many other things.
Mm.
And that's not the problem of the audience. I would not accuse the audience. The audience loved me, and I love the audience. But Alex couldn't take it. It was too much for him. That's my intuition. From the beginning, it was too difficult for him to contain me. Okay, we're gonna shut it down. Shut it down.
All right. Well, you all have a good night. Thanks, Mr. Slave, for letting me on.
Are you gonna
letting
come
me
tomorrow?
vent.
Are you coming tomorrow at 11 a.m.?
I have some things I have to do for work, so maybe not, but I'll probably listen. But I'll try to make stuff whenever I can, but I can't be on all the time. So
Wait, there's another comment, I think.
yeah.
Alive Inside. Oh, this is from Cree Burnett. So Alive Inside is Playing with Fire biggest fan. He watches every one of his videos and then proceeds to leave a comment on why Playing with Fire and Alex suck. Haha. I've never seen someone hate watch that much before. I don't have an opinion about it. And Cree, that's what I mean by that's ad hominem. I mean, he was Alive Inside made a comment that is deep, an analysis, a prognostication, a prognosis of a real problem that I'm having with the Alex verse. So he's trying to, he's coming up with a theory. He's being very deep, and your response is a personal attack. So that's what I mean. That's not nice. Just stick to the topic. Do you or do you not have countermeasures or counterpoints to Alive Inside? Yes or no? That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear that he hate watches, he love watches, this suck, that suck. You're wasting my time, and my time is precious. Please don't do that again. Thank you.
Mhm. All right,
right.
well, have a good night.
Yeah, everybody. Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you, everyone. Cree, Alive. Who else? Let's see. Uncomfortable, Slanish, Ben Noyich, Knight and Bishop. Who else was here?
Oh, you need to update your webpage because you have how to lose a debate with you. You need to have another page that says how to win a debate with you.
That's a good point.
You should add that. That's your homework.
Debate techniques. If you want to debate me, then let me warn you, I want you to win. I will steelman all your claims. However, let me Mirandize, I misspelled it. Mirandize you. Everything you say can will be used against you in a debate. I will let you speak as much as you want in order to catch you slip of a tongue, and I will exploit it and expose the flaw in your position. My purpose, though, is not to win. My purpose is to lose. That is, if the truth is on your side, my purpose is to let the truth win. Be it on your side, my side, neither, combination of both. I'm a truth seeker. I am not here to hurt your feelings. I'm not here to glean your demise. I want us both to grow from this discussion. I want us both to enjoy this experience.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you
I think
win.
that's
Yeah.
I think that's actually good advice. It's just you called it debate techniques instead of how to win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you should want to win.
True, but you have how to lose. So I was just sort of like,
How to lose.
how to lose a
Making-
debate with me. It's like very, very like judgmental.
But that's not the debate. Look, making fun of me, mocking me, laughing at me are all forms of logical fallacies. You are pretending to win the debate, which suggests that you know that you are losing the debate. This is basically what Alex used to do all the time, like mock me because he had no arguments. Refusing to debate me is obviously just another way of conceding. Calling me a troll, declaring my claims to be absurd is not an argument, and so on. Anyway, that's the way it is. Okay, I'm gonna go kill myself now.
Okay.
See you
Well,
tomorrow.
all right. Talk to you later. Have a good night. Bye.
You too. Bye bye. Wait 1 second. There's another comment. Oh, good night. Yeah, good night, Cree. Thanks. Have a great night. Bye bye.